What's up, everybody? It's been 2 years since I first did my first episode of Drive Time. Um, as a matter of fact, the date was March 24th, 2023. So it's been a little over 2 years since I first started with the tailgate, and yeah, man, I'm hyped as hell, as you could tell. But anyway, listen, we have an open panel as usual. We talk about our Miami Dolphins, and we'll do all that when we get back. My bad. Sorry about that. Things tripping over here. Got a little bit more commercials to go through real quick, and
New seasons, new gear. Show the world what it means to be a fan in 100% authentic gear. Fanatics, officially licensed everything.
Get ready to dive into a new world of online shopping with the Finn's Tailgate. Whether you're a die-hard sports fan or just looking for the latest fashion trends, we've got you covered. With a wide variety of products from your favorite sports teams to stylish accessories and home decor, we're your one-stop shop for all things tailgate. Our easy-to-use website and hassle-free checkout process make shopping with us a breeze. Plus, with frequent sales and discounts, you won't want to shop anywhere else. So come on in and join the party at the Finn's Tailgate, your new go-to destination for all things tailgate.
Yes, and no, unfortunately, we have not cut to a CCRR. What's up, everybody? Hope y'all doing all right. Daniel Berry Sports, happy Friday. It is a happy Friday, man. It's been a long week, but hey, man, listen, we get to enjoy ourselves this weekend. Hey, Armando Swim, what's up, man? I'm gonna be watching that movie Uncharted. I think it's on Amazon Prime, but that shit, and I'm chill with the wife and just enjoying myself, and Dolphins not losing. Hey, Luis, que hola, mi hermano. How you doing, brother? So, by the way, I do a show on the Finn's Tailgate. Luis and Tony will be joining me in the blender together as a tandem, as a team. Also, I'm hoping to get Alex from the from the Blitz pickup. But next week, I got Ali going in the blender. I got Mike and Mike going in the blender, and then after that, I got OJ McDuffie making a second appearance. So OJ McDuffie, April 17th. April 17th, man. Hey, I can't wait either, Lewis. It's gonna be exciting, and I can't wait for the Blitz pickup 100th episode. That's coming next week, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, Joe Milton was traded for a 7 twat. Joe Milton was traded for a 5th and a swap, I guess. Trey Lance just signed with the Chargers today. What's up, Ryan AP? Appreciate y'all, man, for coming in as always, man. But yeah, this has been 2 years since I've been with the Finn's Tailgate. It's been exciting, man. I got to meet a lot of cool and exciting people, weird people, and it has been a hell of a ride, I tell you. I know Lewis don't like the panels too much, but shout out to Lou. Appreciate you, and congratulations on your promotion. Much deserved, my brother. Much deserved. As a matter of fact, I might just so. As a matter of fact, hold on. I just saw Trey Lance sign with the Chargers. Hold on, let me see. I'll get the details real quick for y'all. Trey Lance. Moss Sports, what's up, Moss Sports? Here it is. Here it is. Chargers agree to term with Trey Lance. So he's signed 1-year deal with the Chargers that can be worth up to $6.2 million. So the Chargers, he's back in Los Angeles. Hey, no problem, my brother. Appreciate you. Moss World Sports, what's up? By the way, when I have OJ McDuffie in the blender, Lewis, you're gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna ask him straight up. I'm gonna ask him straight up, who sets the tone in that locker room, players or coach? Who is expected to, when a play breaks down, who in the grand pie chart, who is it? Was it a bad play design, or was it a bad, or players not just executing? So I'm going to ask him that question straight up. So when on the 17th, make sure you tune in to get that answer. I'm going to ask him straight up, who sets the tone for the locker room? Because, you know, we're hearing it is a, how am I gonna put it, like a country club atmosphere. And why is that? Is it the players, or is it the coaches allowing the players? It's like the chicken or the egg. Why is it? Mudbone example: calling a screen pass in your own end zone. Hey, Brian Flores did that his last year with us. If I'm not mistaken, it was against Atlanta, where he tried to throw that little screen pass to Waddle, and Waddle got that safety. I remember that very, very, very clearly. Retirement center. Yeah. People come here to collect the check. And that's, look, what leaves people asking questions is the departure of two people. The departure of Reggie McKenzie, who left this organization for a lateral job. Usually when you leave an organization, you want to go higher. He wasn't fired. He just left and says, you know what? Peace, deuces. After his contract expired, he's like, no. I will be going to the Tennessee Titans. And the second one is, of course, of the defensive tackle, who I'm drawing the blank right now. If y'all could help me out in the chat. Vamos Gatos. The defensive tackle who went back to Arizona where he was drafted. So that should tell you right there that this guy didn't want to be a part of this, what we got going here in Miami, and went to Arizona, which I'm shocked. I think my opinion. Oh, Calais Campbell, thank you, Lewis. I think he would have been better off going to a team like Washington, maybe even Philly. What's up, Elwood Hodges? What's up? I think any of those teams would have been more suited for him, to get that ring that he was chasing. But alas, he went to Arizona. And what's funny was, before they left, I remember him and Anthony Weaver hugging it out and saying that he appreciated everything that Anthony Weaver did for him. So, when I heard that, I thought that he was definitely going to be a shoo-in to come in, but I don't know. It's this organization. See, look, I think the one thing that McDaniels has, that Brian Flores or Adam Gase didn't have, is a fourth year. Philman had a fourth year, but he was terminated mid into the fourth. I would say maybe 2 or 3 games into the fourth season, and then he was let go. So far, if I don't think any coach under Stephen Ross made it 4 years. 4 years, full years. That is. Maybe not Adam Gase. God damn it. Maybe McDaniels will surpass that. I don't know. But I do know that this I think is a bigger issue than coaching, and it's a front office thing. When Lewis says non-football players making football decisions, they're trying to run it like a group think and an organization, and this is not. You don't run a football like you do. Hiring first-time head coaches, and you know what, Armando Swim, that's very peculiar, because you know what that makes me think. What's up, Chef Jew? That makes me think about something. Why are only first-time coaches being hired here? Because they're either desperate to become, get promoted, and willing to do whatever it takes, versus a second-time head coach knows that he has to be kind of picky on where he goes, because he knows you don't get too many chances at becoming a head coach. So you have to be careful where you make your second stint as a head coach, because after that it's damn near impossible to get a third. Not too many. I mean, there are coaches who have gotten third chances, but it's rare in between. So they meet these second-time head coaches who've been around the block. They meet the front office. They ask questions. They see how it's being ran, how they do their day-to-day operations. And the second time head coach will be like, "No, I'm good. I already know where this is going." They kind of see the forest through the trees. They're like, no. This reminds me of the last shit show I got fired from. No, I'm good. I'll call you. Don't call me. Type of deal. And even though I look, and it's hard to say Ross. It's hard to say Greer. It's hard. They got it to a point where we're guessing. It's like we're playing the game Clue here. Who did it? Who's at fault? Because look, as much as I want to blame Ross, but Ross has done amazing things with the community and everything like that. Chris Greer, he's drafted some good picks. They just don't sign him. for some reason. They don't sign the good ones. They let the good ones go. And I don't know. It's AB. It's anyone's guess now why this organization can't get over the hump. One thing I can tell you, though, it's been 25 years. This isn't something that just happened overnight. It's him or me, brother. What's up, Delusional? How you doing? So, two things I know. Two things I do know going into the season. One, Tua is the starter. That's for sure. Everybody's got their yeah, it's like a bad marriage. Only like a bad marriage, like death to us part. There's no divorces here. But yeah, Tua is gonna be the starter. That's for sure. Let me start off with people. Look, I know you want to get rid of Tua because of lack of being healthy or not getting over the big games. Take your picks of why you don't want him here. There's a laundry list. But like The Rock says, it doesn't matter. What you think. He will be the starting quarterback this season. And here we go. I'm joined by Crypto Raiden. What's up, Crypto Raiden? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, Shake?
No, I was just telling the
How's it
people
going?
that. By the way, your boy Trey Lance signed a $6 million deal to the Chargers.
Yeah, I heard that earlier.
Yeah.
That's a good situation for him. Right coaching situation, right style of offense. They have resurrected his career. Plus you get a chance to sit back and learn. Because Herbert is, it's weird because you got us and the Chargers both got quarterbacks that was drafted in the top 5 as the number 1 and the number 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And they're on their teams. And all of the quarterback rooms were drafted in the top 5 collectively.
Well,
it's
top
weird
6
because
for the Chargers.
Top 6, yeah. So they're top 6 at the top of the draft.
Yeah, top 10.
Both rooms,
if you will.
Yep, that's weird. It's weird how that worked out that way.
Damn, Lewis, you leaving already?
Well, he don't like high-rated shows. He like low-rated shows.
Damn.
Programming. He's going to the low B-rated programming. That's
hey,
why
man.
he's leaving.
Hey, by the way, I will be joining you 8-ish for the Blitz pickup. I'm gonna be ending this around 8-ish, 7:30, even by probably 7:35, depending. Hey, AB, saying what's up, Crypto.
What's up, baby? What's
so,
happening?
But no, I was telling people that look, whether you like Tua or hate Tua, there is no world that I cannot see him not starting this year, barring injury. He is the starter. That's a far gone conclusion.
Is it not Zach Wilson, not the starter?
No.
Wouldn't it be crazy if by the time we play the Chargers, because we do play them, right? That
Trey Lance versus Zach Wilson
will be playing against Trey Lance. Yeah. And by the time we play the Steelers, Zach will be playing against Skylar Thompson. So it'll be the battle of Dolphin backups. Versus the teams, the quarterbacks that everybody said we should have drafted. Because everybody was like, we should have drafted Trey Lance, we should have drafted Zach Wilson, and of course we drafted Skylar. But
you know what? Both though, you know what's funny is both those backups, right, were drafted higher than the starting quarterbacks.
Then
Trey
both
Lance
the
was the
starters.
third
Yep.
overall, and
Yeah.
Zach Wilson was second overall. Versus Tua was fifth,
Yep. And
and
Herbert being sixth. Yeah.
yeah,
It's weird that they was drafted higher, but their ranking is in reverse on the at the NFL. On the team. They're the backups, and they
no
was
man. Hey,
both
listen,
drafted higher.
I like watching the blitz pickup. I could say stupid shit in the chat room and nobody cares.
Yep. Yep.
That's one thing I like about the blitz pickup. I just be saying stupid things.
I think
It's fun.
I'm gonna take a late lunch break today. I had a Chipotle chicken earlier
Yeah,
before I went, so I'm gonna probably take a late lunch
that's what's up. Oh yeah.
because I had some Chipotle chicken earlier. I'll make some tea.
You ever
Kinda
eat
hold
on
me
the
over.
road, like while you're driving?
No, I pull over and just chill out in the cafeteria.
Mm.
But yeah, yep, one of the cafeterias at this one of my stops. Yeah, buddy.
Man, it's time to open up the floodgates. Let people talk their shit if they want to, man.
We have an Eichenberg.
We do
I
have an
want to
idea.
I want to
Hey,
go with an
listen,
in-depth discussion of Eichenberg and how
but
well he's going to
this is
perform
what I
this
have
season.
envisioned for Eichenberg. Okay, hear me out. First, I want him to play defensive tackle. Then I want him to play nose tackle. Then I want him to play defensive end right and then defensive end left. So he not only would he played every position on the offensive line, but I want him to play on every position on the defensive line.
All right. Okay.
So
All right. Sounds like a plan. Let's get it going.
5 years from now, we'll have one person playing both position. Could be a sub. He'll be a backup for every position on the offensive line and the defensive line if we need him to.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get it rolling. Shake. Sounds like a plan. Get him playing all positions on the defensive line. See, we got to call Eichenberg Trenches Eichenberg.
Yes.
He's a Swiss Army knife on offense, Swiss Army knife on defense.
Yeah.
And he likes to, like Zach Wilson.
Yeah, and who knows? We might get him to play safety.
Yeah. He lose about 15
I'm
pounds.
doing good. How are you doing?
How you doing, man?
Or here's another one, and it just hit me. Right? Yeah, great point. Liam could be the Dolphins version of Travis Hunter. Hell yeah, but on the offensive line. But no, yeah. I just thought of something that I think if you're listening, McDaniels, please take this into consideration. Yeah. We'll make Eichenberg the quarterback for the tush push.
Yep, there you go. Now we're on to something. We're cooking now.
Yeah.
We're cooking with oil.
Not Eichenberg could be the quarterback for
good
the tush
oil.
Push. Yeah.
None of that Crisco crap. We're cooking with some fine coconut oil.
What do you think of that?
Yep, the Eichenberg tush push.
By the way,
he's got
Bear signed Case Keenum.
Looks like they're ready to make a run. This is going to be the year of the backup quarterback.
I want to ask
Case
you
guys. He's going to take over and he's going to lead them to victory.
Yes. What's up?
Shake,
what's up?
What do you think Greer's new you guys are more worried of this year? I think it's going to be, we have Cater Kohu, we got Ramsey, and we got Patrick McMorris, and you guys are more worried about. So I'll start off. I'll put the prediction. In the press conference after the draft, Chris Grier is going to laugh at us when it comes to the need we think we need for the secondary. And he's also going to laugh at us when
Well,
we're talking about defensive tackle needed. He's gonna say, "You guys are. What's the odds on that?"
Lewis. That's Lewis's favorite guy on the panel, Sharif.
hey, by the way,
Lewis
listen,
said
listen,
he missed
listen.
you being on the panel, Sharif.
Hey,
Lewis said he
Sharif,
missed you.
listen.
You giving him that award in back-to-back seasons for the casual of the year. He was honored, Sharif. So he said he missed you coming around.
No, real quick, Sharif, check this out. Here's the thing, Sharif. He's not. I don't think he's going to be laughing this year because last 2 years, remember, we went to the playoffs back to back. So he was feeling himself. He was like, "Oh yeah, we're on an upward trajectory." So, what I'm doing is working, and so you guys shut the hell up and just write your questions down and do your job. Let me do my job. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
guys are reporters. I'm the GM here. I know what the hell I'm doing. We're back to back, and we're on a winning trajectory now that we didn't make the playoffs. The future looks bleak. Chris Greer doesn't have that moxie laugh anymore.
So I guess the better question is, who do you think, Crypto and Shake, Chris Greer believes in his mind is his best unit? What do you think is Chris Greer in his mind thinks it's his best unit coming into this draft with 10 picks? Because I don't know what the best unit is. And I don't know that makes me say I don't know what the need is. If he thinks the best unit is cornerback, he ain't about to get Will Johnson. And
Well,
he
listen,
you get what I'm saying?
I want you look
Yeah, he's
asking us
not
what the
getting
best.
Will.
Listen,
If he
asking us
thinks
what
that's
the
him,
best
yeah,
unit
no.
is like going to the nursing home and saying which ward has the hottest chicks.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the whole Dolphins roster is a nursery home, Jake. They all are.
I'm afraid because in his mind he may be delusional and say, "Oh, these guys are more worried about cornerback than I am, McDaniel," and he may not even snuff Will Johnson because in his mind, now
Uh,
we're very intelligent. We know that Will Johnson 6'2" lockdown corner. We know that, but he may be saying we're good. What's wrong with your fan base? And that scares me, Jake.
You mean like he? You mean like he
shout
do
out to
all the
Raphael.
time
No, but all right. If
to the
I had
fan
to pick
base?
which unit is the strongest, obviously I'm gonna say wide receivers. We have because of the names we have on it. John Smith, Waddle Hill. I like the Washington. One of the Washingtons that they start to come to after the season. I would say the edge rushers are good, but unfortunately they're like Tua. You know what I mean? You don't know if healthy. I think the edge rushing room is definitely Jalen Phillips with Chop Robinson,
Mhm.
Chubb with So I think the edge room is this, in my opinion. I would say wide receiver and edge. Then everything else is kind of I don't know about the running back room. We only got a couple of running backs. The offensive line, I'm definitely not adding in there. Quarterback room, no. Defensive line is okay. Linebackers to be determined, and the secondary,
Right,
yeah. I'm not. Hell no, I'm not giving the secondary shit.
right. Because it doesn't matter
So
what
I'm
Shake.
just gonna say wide receivers and edge to me are the best
Right.
rooms.
You want to chime in,
Right.
Crypto?
But yeah, I just
Because
think
I think
it's a crapshoot. He's going to say, you know, he's always said if he could pick defensive line early based on pass, he said he's going to pick defensive line if it's available. That's what he said
Herman
out of
looks
his
good
own
at
mouth.
D tackle too. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
we get one. Yeah.
he did say that.
But
But then he could be bluffing.
see,
This year they
I'm
said they
afraid.
got 10 picks, which means they might use them all in different order though.
Right. I'm afraid because I don't know what Chris Greer in his mind thinks. Oh, I'm good at positions X, Y, and other position. I'm not as vaunted as the fan base over Kenneth Grant, over a Will, the offensive tackle from LSU. Why have
Mm.
the fan base so vaunted over Will Johnson? We're good as a Dolphin team. We don't have a need like you got. I'm afraid of that because Chris Greer is known to be dumb like that.
Hey, by the way, delusional Patriots fan. Now that I got you in the building, I want to ask you, if it was up to you, who do you want first, or who do you want in your draft? Do you want Travis? Would you guys take? How would you feel if you guys drafted someone like Travis Hunter? Let me know, please. Or if there's somebody else that you want.
Hello.
What's up? What's up?
Hey, Sharif. Hey, Crypto. Hey, Shake. How are you guys?
Yeah,
What's up?
Damn,
I-
I can't even get a full hello. That's fucked up.
I said hello.
Yeah, like hello, shit again, whatever.
Jesus.
God damn. I'm the host, and I don't even get a hello. God damn.
I said hello. You
No.
just
Yeah, no, I'm just go ahead, man. Go ahead, brother.
yeah, no, I'm saying this with the reports I'm seeing. Apparently, Shador's falling out of the top 10. They don't think he's a top 10 quarterback. They're
That's smoke and mirrors. Don't believe it.
no,
He'll be the
because
number one
they're-
overall pick.
No, because they think Jackson Dart might replace him as the number 2 quarterback under.
No, I remember them saying I remember them saying that there's 2 quarterbacks, which they were kind of right actually. Baker Mayfield, they had falling out of the top 10, and they also had Justin Herbert falling out of the top 10.
Yeah,
and then again,
and
I think
honestly,
they're both right.
if
Or whatever.
Shador
Right.
falls
They
around,
regret that.
I don't think he. I agree with you. I don't think he falls out of the top 10. But if he falls around like 9 or 10, I want Miami to trade up and get him.
They might just do that. We're going to entertain that idea.
Hey, Sharif, you want to know what's unit is the Chris Greer's favorite unit? According to Mudbone, ICU is Chris Greer's favorite unit.
heading into
Yeah.
the draft.
Yes, it is. Yes. Yeah, I see
and
here it is. Exactly.
I like Will Johnson.
It is.
Like, I
true.
prefer Will Johnson over. Like, I
have to
prefer
have
Will,
an injury history. My bad. Go ahead, Anthony.
Yeah,
look
Will
at,
Johnson he does have an injury history, but it's not as extensive. Like, he got injured his freshman and sophomore year.
Okay, we need it significant enough where it's going to perk Greer's attention because he loved those injury prone folks. He loves
Yeah,
man.
and I can understand if they draft Will Johnson because they don't know how long Jalen's going to be at the top of his game. And Will Johnson almost played. They're comparing him to Jalen. Will Johnson.
All I know is I agree with real quick. I agree with delusional. I think what's his name, Jerry
Travis
Jones
Hunter.
has a hard on for Sanders.
Yeah. They just traded for Joe Milton. I don't think they're going to draft the quarterback.
And here's my conspiracy theory. You heard it here first. I think that they hired Scheinheimer to have a crappy season. They'll probably draft a good weapon, so they'll pick again in the top 5. Have a good
He's a lame duck.
Have a good pick. Fire Scheinheimer and hire Deion Sanders.
Deion just signed a 6-year extension with Colorado, so he's not leaving there anytime soon.
Remember, Anthony, they could buy that contract out. That's how. Remember, Colorado bought out the contract for Jackson State.
Oh yeah, that. No,
so
but
college it doesn't matter. They could buy out. It's not conflicting. It's not a conflict of interest. They listen. The college.
No, but I don't.
You give me the money, you could have him.
Yeah, but GMs owners are more financially owners and like franchise owners are more financially conscious than like an administration in college who has to what is the term I'm going to use? They have to deal with boosters rather than fans and stuff like that. And boosters are investing a lot more money into the college. So I think honestly, it's more pressure. To me, it's more pressure to coach in college because you're having to deal with the boosters and the athletics department than you do. Honestly, I think it's a little bit easier to deal with NFL players because they're being paid, but you're dealing with high school kids who are now getting NIL deals and stuff like that. And I think, and you have to deal with the boosters too of that school. So I think it's harder to coach in college now than it is in the NFL. Or do you guys disagree with me?
I could care less because it doesn't really have nothing to do with like helping Miami 25-year drought. I need to fire Grier if he can't get it done, man.
Sharif, one thing you got to realize, I think you got to remember. Sorry, Anthony, you got to remember, that even before the NIL deals, even when you're playing, you're the good coaches, and this is one of the reasons why Dan Mullen was fired, is good coaches have to recruit during the football season. So not only are you coaching, but you're still recruiting, recruiting, and and recruiting is nonstop, 365.
Yeah, because now you have the portal.
Mm-hmm.
Also, yeah, no, and to me, Sharif, I agree with you. Greer needs to go, but I think because he's a yes man to Brandon Shore and Stephen Ross. That's why he's been around this long. And I think he's never going to be fired. That's the issue. I don't think he's going to be. They're going to fire the coaches, but they're not going to fire the GM.
That's right. I think things going on already.
What's up, Craig?
Hey guys, how you been? Long time no talk to.
Yeah. What's going on?
What's going on?
I've heard you talk about the first round. I am falling in love with first of all, like Kevin Banks from Texas. I like him.
Mm-hmm.
He's weak in the ankles, but okay. All right.
Well, how many players aren't weak in the ankles?
I'm just telling you my opinion, man. I don't think he's the guy.
No. I'm not debating that. I'm just saying. I'm telling you who I like. I like Will Johnson, and I think he could pull off. Who's the guy that went from cornerback to safety? He played with the Steelers. You know who I mean? All those years. Who was it?
Mika Fitzpatrick.
No.
Rod Woodson?
No. It was some player from Pittsburgh. He played cornerback and he wound up at safety.
Rod Woodson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the kind of guy Ramsey could turn into. Or no? No? Okay.
I mean, if you believe it, that's fine. I'm not going to knock you for it.
No. I'm just saying that maybe you're going to have to because he is.
I'm ready to move on from a player. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to start fresh.
But look at the career Woodson had. I mean, he lucked out, I guess.
Then you're all in, right, Crypto?
Yeah, that's okay. I also like the guy from Michigan. Isn't that Will Johnson? I like him. If he's available, I would not be upset if they got him.
What do you think of Sharon Revel?
What position does he play? Remind me. I'm sorry.
He's a corner. Played for East Carolina. He had an ACL injury, so that's the only reason why he's not being picked up in the first round. But I'm not gonna lie, he graded out, in my opinion, better than Will Johnson did when he was healthy.
Shout out to
Okay.
Van Joe, the
What
racist
what
Caribbean
round do you
guy.
think he's going then?
More than likely in the second round, like second, maybe third at the very latest. But I don't think he escapes the second round at all. At all. He has first grade. If you look at his grades and you look at what he was able to do, he has first round talent written all over him, no problem. Right?
Is that
But the
Van
It's
injury,
Joe
just
in the
injury.
chat? Well, shout out to Van Joe.
Who's Van Joe? I don't know who Van Joe is.
Von
Yeah.
Joe.
Jose,
There's
I was
a guy
just
named Van Joe in the chat.
I was
So
just what
Paulie,
interested
when you
me.
look at Ravel, is he a system type corner where he has to play a certain type of system in the NFL?
I don't think so.
Or do you see that with more like a Will Johnson or like
Hey, Crypto, real quick, Crypto. Remember we discovered he's the racist Caribbean guy? Is that the same guy?
The Van
Yeah, it's
Joe?
the same guy. Yeah, the racist Caribbean guy. Yeah,
Van Joe, yeah.
Whoa, there's a
Yeah.
racist Caribbean?
Yeah,
Van Joe.
Van Joe. Yeah,
Oh, damn.
that's the guy. Yeah.
But we'll see.
You
I
got to
was
get to the
interested.
bottom of this, Ali.
Go ahead, Craig.
Sorry. That's okay. I was more interested to see who they had. That they had two quarterbacks that they seem interested in. Is that yours and the guy from Louisville? Now, if they were to take a quarterback, say, I don't know, third round or the third day, fourth round, which of those two would you feel comfortable maybe developing over time?
Tyler Shuck, maybe?
Yeah.
Because of the arm.
Yeah.
Quinn, I like Quinn, but there's he has the same issue as Tua. He has a very his arm is very suspect to be. He's bigger, but he has the same issue as Tua where his arm is not as strong.
Gotcha. And I guess didn't he get subbed in and out a lot with Arch Man in there or no?
Yeah. No, Sarkisian wanted he was stuck with Quinn. He wanted to be playing Arch the whole season, but because of the veteran experience that Quinn had, he had to stick with him.
Okay. But
see, let's be clear here, guys, right? And we're gonna get right back into the draft again. I this thing where Chris is getting the kid from Tampa, the linebacker Britt, and who else did he bring in? And Jackson from Daniels from Pittsburgh and Borum, I guess. And he got the tight end. Like this is worse than when he got Emmanuel Ogba and Shane and I forgot the other kid that he got Quinn. Like he's doubling down on below average people, and I'm really wanting to know what's in his mind because if I'm telling you guys, in his mind, he think he shored up some of these positions, and if that's the case, that's fine. I just want you gone at the end of the year. In your mind, if you think you shored up the position so you can draft best player available, Greer, you're out of your freaking mind. Because I'm telling you, we have needs all over the place, according to me.
I think we do have needs, but the only thing is we were we were salary restricted, number one. And number two, do you really want to give Tua whatever they said, like a restructure? Yeah, that gives you 19-20, but now he could be there longer. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Liz, what's up?
Hey, Liz.
Because I think Tua's playing for his job this year. I really do.
Let me hear from Liz because I haven't heard.
Okay.
I don't hear from her hardly. What's up, Liz? How you doing?
Oh, could be better.
I'm glad to hear from you. Good. It's good to see you as always.
Well,
Definitely, Liz.
I've been on watching you guys, but I haven't been able to log into YouTube for some reason.
What?
Yeah.
Damn, that sucks.
Well, anyways, I just want to say something quick.
Go ahead.
I think me and Rich figured out what's going on. with Tua. He's acting like a little brat, and he needs to go.
Yeah.
That Tua's acting like a brat and he has to go. Damn, Liz is
Not too
out
many
on
Yeah.
people
Tua.
are on this. I don't think you're gonna get pushback from too many people on this panel.
Man,
Well, see, what we figured out was that he's getting the big money and he's disrespecting the team by, either um, being bossy about everything and wanting his way, and when he doesn't get his way, he throws a tantrum. And we also think it's the reason why the previous coach got fired. And let's see what else. Well, how about he shouldn't be out of shape because he's a professional football player, and we have expectations from him, and he's not living up to them.
No, I agree with you 100%.
I kind of agree with Liz. And don't say, Liz, that we believed in Chris when it was time to help Tua, and he passed on Creed Humphrey. He passed on Faisal Wells. He passed uh, the other
Oh, jeez.
tackle. And so because he had the opportunity for a medium quarterback, he had the opportunity to protect him and to add talent. He rather trade up for Eichenberg. He did that in the same draft, Liz. He passed on Creed Humphrey
Okay.
and drafted. So I have to put some of that blame on the guy who had the chance to protect Tua, but just blatantly did it.
Okay, let me point this out. This is what another thing that we figured out. The reason why Tua is not getting protected is because he's doing something to disrespect the players, and Ross is kissing his butt, and it shouldn't be that way. Now, if Rich was the coach, he would have been off the team a long time ago. He would have gotten, instead of last year when he got a 5-year contract, he would have gotten a 1-year contract and then put on third string, and he would have to prove to us that he could do his job. And another thing with the draft, we think that if we go and get a quarterback from first or second round team, second or first round, they shouldn't be automatically put on as first quarterback. I think they should work for. Well, we think they should work from the third string all the way up instead of automatically having this ego like I'm better than everybody else because they got picked in the first and second draft.
Well, I tell
And
you what,
that's
Liz.
what's going on.
I tell you what, Liz. Listen, I got Raphael Courtright sent me some an argument. I can't argue with this about for Tua. We all know that Raphael Courtright is an avid Tuvenier. And listen, he sent me, some information that's going to probably help a lot of people change their minds when it comes to the quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. So here it is: Super Bowl losses. Brady 3, Tua nothing. So that tells you right there. Look at that.
That's because he hasn't even gotten to the Super Bowl.
But he hasn't
If
lost.
he would,
that's a good one.
okay, I would accept that if Tua had gotten us to the Super Bowl.
So
Yeah, Brady did lose more Super Bowls than Tua. That is a fact. Yeah.
listen, we
Good,
we
good
get new
evening, gentlemen.
information. We
Good evening,
need
gentlemen. How
to
we doing today?
update.
What's up?
What's up? What's up, Ron Joe?
Listen, I just came up here to clear my name. I was called the Caribbean racist, and I just want to make sure. I want to make it very clear and known to the Dolphin community. Yes, I am a Caribbean racist. I am only racist towards certain Mexicans
Mm-hmm.
that live in Texas that cuss a lot and drink during the day, and that's part of the Dolphin fan base. And wear masks to football games.
Okay.
You got about the oil, Vonjo, the oil.
Yeah, exactly, and that be on that oil. So I'm very specific about my racism. Okay.
Okay.
So, and apparently,
Yeah.
I think only one person in this world fits that description. So.
Crypto, is that you?
No, I'm not on the oil, man.
Okay.
I gotta wait till I get off work to get the oil.
I don't think he qualifies as Mexican.
That's right. Crypto isn't Mexican. My bad.
So, but what's up, y'all boys, man? How's everything going?
Yeah. Yep. Man.
What we talking
another
about?
Another wild Friday.
I have not been on the tailgate in a while. What's up, gentlemen? What's going on?
Damn.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's a
Brady won almost as many Super Bowls as Tua had correct answers on the Wonderlic test.
Shit. I don't know how to feel about that.
God, CCR.
That's some nasty work.
Damn, that's some nasty work.
This right here is the ammunition that people could use, but this is my team and I don't like it. Tua is 1-16. One win against Dallas 2 years ago. 1-16 against teams who have either previously been in the playoffs or playoff ready. And so the fan base can use that against Tua. Tua has to do something about that, guys.
Yep.
Damn, that is a hell of a stretch.
I don't give a damn about none of that. I want to know, Sharif, how you doing today? Sharif, I heard you sent one of your hitters for crypto on Pete's channel. Is there any truth behind this allegation?
That's cap.
I call cap.
Listen, all I know is Crypto said something about a third world country, and one of your hitters came after him. I just want to know if that's your hit. Did you send that hitman after Crypto? We just need to know the truth, Sharif.
What was his name again?
I have no clue.
Talking about Frank.
Offer you conch salad and gin and coconut water. Man. That's the only thing.
He said gin and coconut water. Wait, hold on.
Actually, hold on. Wait a minute. I
want
Lewis, you're wrong. I think Tua has more concussions. The Super Bowl has Brady has Super Bowl losses.
That's right. The win is a win.
Damn. Concussion.
And listen,
is it officially 4 or 5?
But let me ask y'all a question. When did Tua get his first concussion? I want to quiz people.
Officially, we're gonna say Buffalo.
In the NFL.
In the
NFL. When did he get his first concussion?
NFL. I'm gonna say Buffalo game.
I'm gonna say
his
in
very
life
first concussion
ever. He was 2. He was 2 years old in life. He got his first concussion. Never been right since. That's my story. That's the answer. I'm sticking to it.
That one, he claimed the Green Bay game gave him one. That was a claim, so it'll be official.
Mr. Finisher got it right. Mr. Finisher, when he broke his hip, he got a broken nose concussion. There's
a concussion in the broken hip too.
He sustained a big concussion when he broke his hip in Alabama.
They didn't say nothing about a concussion and a hip injury though. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Hold on, I'm gonna bring it up for you guys so you can see.
I didn't know Alabama. Okay. I
Real
didn't know
quick,
about
though,
the Alabama one though.
About safeties, right? I don't think that Makuba, I don't think that Manuri, I don't think that Starks would be there. But do you guys see that Shiloh Sanders is dropping heavily? That dude is a strong safety. He's nice. What do you guys think about Shiloh?
I don't.
You saying he's nice as in he's a good guy? Like, what do you mean he's nice? Like he kisses babies and shakes people's hands? Like, what do you mean he's nice?
He's not a free safety would we need, but he's a good strong safety, and he can make. We have to get a free safety anyway, but he's a nice strong safety for Colorado. Shiloh Sanders, but he's dropping heavily. He's dropping in rounds, bro.
I mean, did you see him play in Colorado?
Yeah, big hitter. Big hitter.
Did you? Yeah, that's nice. But did you see him play in Colorado?
Yeah, not good in coverage.
Okay, thank you.
But I think that's where Weaver I think Weaver has taken some guys and made them like 10th ranked defense. And then a year before that with Fangio, we were ranked 4th. So I think Weaver could bring some guys in and make the make Shiloh become whatever we need him to be. I could be wrong.
I could be biased, but I love Xavier Watts, but that's because I'm a Notre Dame fan.
I don't think he's gonna be there. That's why I'm thinking Shiloh. If Starks is not gonna be there, Emin Uri is not gonna be there. You think Xavier Watts is gonna stay around in round 2? He's gonna be gone. And the
Well, it
only thing
depends. It depends. I'm just saying that's who I like. That's what I'm saying.
of him, but I don't think guys. I don't think these guys are gonna be. You see, guys like listen. If Calvin Banks goes in the first 5 picks and Will Campbell goes in the first 5 picks, guess who's gonna be available for the Dolphins? Either the kid Abdul Carter, Stewart, the defensive end, comparable to Ogba, a good guy who could set the edge, or you're gonna have a guy like James Pierce available for you. So it's either or. I like you can eat at 13. You can eat. Shamar Stewart is a beast. Like
I think
if we
Carter
don't
will
get
be
who
gone.
we ain't gonna lose if we get Shamar Stewart, Abdul Carter, or James Pierce. Like we ain't losing at all.
Abdul Carter will be gone. He'll be long gone.
Somebody's gonna drop because somebody's gonna do
Oh, yeah.
make
Somebody always drops, but I'm just saying.
if Jackson Dart cracks the top 8, that's another guy potentially falling for us.
If Jackson Dart gets the top 8, something's wrong. He's not a
No,
top 8 quarterback. No way.
but
Not in a million years.
this is the problem we are in. We can't draft for best player anymore because guys have left and we're getting average guys in free agency. So now we still have 10 needs. So the thing is, you have to do this thing in free agency and get players so you don't have a need to go for a draft. Greer failed at that. And he think we're stupid. That's the thing. We're educated fans who've been through COVID. We know how the team built. He's doing it right in our face, like we can't see the stupidity. Like you think KJ Britt is enough? You think Borum is enough? You think the kid Farrell, the tight end? You think these guys are below mid guys, Chris Greer. You're gonna have to spend all your draft capital and bring in undrafted just to try and make the team, bro. But in his mind, he may think he have shored up positions. In Chris Greer's mind, he might actually be thinking he's shored up everything. Oh my God, bro.
But the problem is we were cap restricted. If you want to get under that cap restriction, then you redo Tua's contract, but then you're screwed and you're stuck with him for so many years. So now that's the problem you got to think about. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Because restructuring Tua's contract would be another 19, 20 million, and that sounds great. But then you can't cut him after this coming year.
God damn it, you
And by the way, it's time for Tua. Like my one buddy said, it's time for Tua to grow up. None of this, oh, I'll die on the field. How about this? Listen to an all pro, all everything that I love to the day I die, Dan Marino. He even said he'd try and tell him, get rid of the ball. Stop playing hero ball. And he doesn't listen. You know what I mean?
How much faster could he get rid of the ball?
Yeah, but how many sacks does he take? How many dumb hits?
He doesn't take that many
Not taking
sacks.
that
He
many
doesn't.
sacks.
He doesn't
Taking
really
a sack.
take that many sacks.
Right.
He takes an
and
awful
this is
lot of
the
hits.
Quarterbacks.
It's well,
Tua
that
was one of the
concussion.
most
He
elite.
hey, listen, that concussion he initiated himself.
No,
Had
no,
nothing to
Hold
do-
on.
I'm not debating that, but I'm saying Marino has said when he got that one in Cincinnati, he should have thrown the ball away. He plays, and even Nick Saban, who loves the kid to death, has told him many a times, stop playing hero ball, and
Tua
that's
was
what
the
he
most.
likes
Hold
to play.
on. But Tua was the most least hit quarterback in the NFL.
Who was the what?
He was one of the most least hit quarterbacks in the NFL.
Well, I'm just telling you what Marino was said.
No, I get what Marino said, but I'm just telling you facts that he was. Data showed he was the most least hit quarterback in the NFL. The motherfucker just fragile. Pardon my language, but he's paper thin.
Oh, I know he is.
If a breeze blows the wrong way, he's getting concussed.
Now, let me ask you a suppose, if that's okay for the panel. Say he's missing five games straight. Just say 5 games, and say Zach Wilson goes 4-1, or even 3-2. But say he goes 4-1. Do you still put Tua back in, or do you say
no? Zach Williams QB1.
We're not there yet. This is Tua's
What you
team.
mean? Listen, if Zach Wilson wins 4 games while Tua gets hurt again, that guys, congratulations. The rest of the season, Zach Wilson is the Dolphin QB1.
Well,
like, what are we talking about?
I said
no?
I said it.
Von Joe, we made the arrangements already. Zach Wilson will be playing against Trey Lance when we play the Chargers.
Yeah.
On Joe, I know one thing: a 20
Hold
yard.
on. That's not possible. Again, Herbert doesn't get hurt like that. He doesn't. He plays through injuries.
Well, that's true. Yeah, he does play through the injuries, even though he might be injured. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
And I
Zach is the guy that was playing with cracked ribs. Like, no, come on.
Like 20-yard in cuts that Tannehill likes to do. The ropes. He throws a rope like Tannehill when it comes to the 20-yard out or in. Like Zach doesn't have that problem. Be inaccurate, but he doesn't have that problem.
Yeah. Let me ask you something. Did Tannehill even sign with anybody, or is he still out there? I'm just curious.
No, didn't he retire?
He's still out there. He's still out there. I don't know if he retired, but I know he's not on the team, retired or not. He's still out there.
I didn't know. I did not know. I didn't know if he was.
Tell me you're just asking for asking purposes and not saying, "Hey, kick the tires on Tannehill again."
No. I'm just asking.
Okay.
I was just,
okay.
No, I wouldn't want to kick the tires. No. I was just asking. It's just a question.
Damn.
Because somebody was saying, "Well, we didn't sign this guy." There's a lot of big names out there yet, and I think they're going to have to come down after the draft.
I was gonna say, if you wanted to kick the tires on Tannehill, I was gonna say, hey, man, I got a 56 pencil here that you want to kick. If you want to kick the tires on, hey.
No. I was just asking a question. That's all.
If
I don't want to kick the tires on him. God no.
I'm gonna say, I got
if
the
you're trying to
pencil.
speed up the rebuild, he can probably assist in that.
Cool.
You bring Xavier.
Actually, he might destroy the rebuild because he'll win too many games. So no, we don't want Tannehill. He actually might destroy it. Our opportunity to rebuild.
But guess what? The thing is, right? You'd want him if he look at the joy in this. If he knocks Tua out of position because he goes 8-1 and Tua misses 3 games back to back to back, and Tannehill just takes over the fan base and the team again. Guess what happens? You realize that you made a mistake with a 5th round pick. That's okay. That's the Dolphin fans need not to be afraid to see things realized. You bring Tannehill in, not only will a fire be under Tua's butt, a furnace will be under his butt. We need this shit. 25 years, crypto. We don't care anymore. Put a goddamn hell under his butt.
But wouldn't McDaniel have to change the offense to fit Tannehill?
Bro, listen. You're going up to this point. If you still need to light a fire, under Tua, that's a problem. Number one. Secondly, Tannehill's not lighting a fire. Tannehill's not lighting a fire to anybody.
Yeah, he already said he don't want to. He don't want to be a mentor to rookies. He said that to Will Levis, didn't he? He said, "I'm not here to mentor this person."
I thought it was. I thought it was to the kid from Liberty when they drafted that quarterback.
Liberty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Wasn't it like Willis or something? And when they
Yeah,
brought
Malik
him
Willis.
in,
Yeah, they didn't want him to. Yeah, mentor him.
Tannehill didn't
Malik
say,
Willis.
I'm not nursing. Well,
Yeah, he said, "I'm not here. That's not my job. That's a coach's job."
yep,
I'm like,
yep.
damn,
Damn.
he's
They
blunt.
say Tannehill ain't doing nothing. God damn, they say Tannehill rubbing 2 sticks. He ain't burning no fire.
Yep. He's
Boy,
got one of those Flint starters, man. He's got one of the ferro rods and damn a striker. That's all he needs.
hey, Crypto, guess who's playing Canadian football?
Who? Canadian
Preston,
football?
Canadian football.
Yeah, who was that?
Preston Williams.
Oh, he is on the Canadian team. Oh, he about to get him a Grey Cup. He said, "Screw
Yeah.
this NFL."
He has some potential.
I mean, I'm just saying, I never heard. I'm pretty sure no quarterback ever in life looked at a quarterback room and saw Tannehill and said, "Shit, I gotta worry for my job." Said nobody. Not one person has ever said such a thing. That I could promise you.
I would be mad if we brought Will Howard. I wouldn't be mad if Jalen Milroe drops a 98.
Ohio State quarterback?
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at all at Will
Mm.
Howard. I wouldn't
I don't
be
even know.
upset.
Is he even moving up draft boards?
And I think right
Yeah,
now,
What
I
does
he's
his
like the
top.
combine look like? I'm not his
Top
I
combine, but
like
his
the
pro
kid
quarterback
day.
from
to go with
Syracuse.
Did Ohio State had their pro days yet?
I like
Ali,
Kyle Short.
I will ask Ali. You know,
I'd like
I
the
wonder
kid
if they
from
had the pro day.
Syracuse, Kyle McCord. I think he'd be nice.
He's probably
Hmm.
the other guy going. You got Kyle McCord, and you have Jalen Milroe. You have the short kid, Daniel. Um, then short kid from Oregon, I think. I forgot of his
Oh,
name.
Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, Dylan
Gabe.
Gabriel.
Yeah,
Yes.
man.
So and there's a couple of other guys, and then that's it. And you're really reaching then. But I think that if 3 of the top guys, including Dart, goes in the top 20 picks, you're gonna have a field day for drafting quarterbacks in the top 40 picks, which is gonna cause us and teams like us to have opportunities to get big time players. Because if Jackson Dart is gone, every other team who has a needed quarterback is gonna be suffering to get one. And I think Dart can mess up the whole entire draft and make it good for teams like us. If Dart,
Well,
I'm
no.
telling you,
What would
You
make
said
good
mess
for
up the
us?
draft?
yeah,
Why?
Dart can
Why
mess up
would he mess
the
it up?
draft,
No.
but make it good for us because then teams would start reaching for the next QB because obviously it's totem pole now. You know what I mean? And we're only talking after 20 picks. So
Yeah, but I've even heard people say that what's his name's kid could be dropping. Is that Shador Sanders or which Sanders is that?
Yeah,
no,
that's Shador.
he's the pure talent. He reminds me of Tua with an arm. That's what he reminds me. He reminds me of Tua with an arm.
One person
He
I
could,
don't even want us to look at,
Boy, that was a
Jalen
comparison.
Milrose. No more Alabama quarterbacks. Stay the hell away from him, please.
What you got against Alabama
I
quarterbacks?
mean,
Gee, how many guesses? And the first
They
two
have
don't
all the
count.
greatest.
but so
They
let
have
me ask
all
you
the
a
greatest
question. So
quarterbacks.
what is that's the one thing. Why does one person have to suffer because they came from Alabama? He could be a better quarterback just because they come from a certain school. Doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to be a quarterback.
Look at
Jalen
Jalen
Milroe
Say it was
push.
Shake
And
Hurts.
secondly,
Shake.
remember he's not coming from Saban. He's coming from somebody else.
I'm just saying, my opinion, stay away from him. I'm just telling you how I feel. You know, I don't want him.
I'm just asking the question. That's all.
I just don't like him.
All right.
He said we
Just
got
not a
the
fan of
Alabama
him enough.
curse.
I say draft him.
The days of Alabama quarterbacks have gone out with
I say
Namath and
draft all the
Stabler
Alabama
now.
quarterbacks till we find the right one.
They got him ranked
You
fourth
want to make it
among
40
the
years
NFL.
until we win a playoff game?
Hey, listen, we need to get the right
And
Alabama
maybe I'm
quarterback.
wrong. Hey, what do I know?
What do I know? You too.
He
I
needs
know.
the right
You
Alabama
know,
quarterback.
But
Yes.
let's be real. If you bring in Isaiah Wynn, right now you
Mm.
got left guard, Isaiah Wynn at right guard. Eichenberg becomes Jesse Davis. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, throw that in the didn't you, Joe Wrist?
No Gators QBs. That's right.
You know,
I approve that message. I approve that message, Joe Wrist.
They say that guy Bourne that we picked up is Jesse Davis.
no, I think they're trying to
Oh, the
push
guy from the
Eichenberg.
Bears.
Listen,
Oh,
man,
the guy from the
Eichenberg
Bears. Yeah.
is
Hey, if
hanging
he's a
on the
backup,
power of
that's
Richter.
fine.
That's the
You know
only
what I
thing
mean?
Let's see what Bushbury. Maybe Bushbury can do something with these guys. Who knows?
Maybe.
Listen, the thing with Eichenberg is the tape don't lie. Like he tends to trip over himself a lot and then end up on the ground. And people get a head start of him, which is a mental thing. People, when I'm talking about the opponent, this is why he ends up on the ground. Because if I get a jump start and leverage you, your backside is going to be on the ground, which shows a lot with Eichenberg on tape. Which is why a lot of fans have him named that. They name him ground guy, you know, and so they make fun of him that way. But Eichenberg has to learn to build leverage, lower body, get himself together, man.
Yeah, yeah, but hasn't he at least done decent at center? Or no?
Same result on the ground. People get a
Okay.
head start on him.
Okay. No, I
His
wasn't sure.
reaction time very slow.
Okay.
You know,
I don't know. Well, we'll have to see in 3 weeks what they do. I would not be upset if we traded down. I really wouldn't.
I wouldn't either because you'd probably get another second and a third.
That's what game plan all along.
Yeah.
Hey,
And
shout out to the human steamroller is in the building. What's going on, Pete?
The people who think that linebackers aren't
There
there,
goes the
Cody.
neighborhood. Pete's in the house. There goes the neighborhood.
Come on up, Pete.
Yeah, so you got a couple of good lines.
But like you got 3 7s. If there's somebody you really see the third day, you could actually use those and maybe move up a bit. Hey, third day guys have always proven to be pretty good too.
I don't want Greer to move up anymore in life, man. Just pick where you at. Like,
I'm sorry, it's funny as shit.
Good evening, guys. Happy Fridays. What's going on, Sharif? What's up,
Hey,
Mr. Park? Shake, thank you for having me up.
For sure.
Hi,
Crypto,
Pete. How you been?
I see you, Craig.
By the way,
Tonk.
real quick,
What's up?
hey Pete, before you go, I've
What's
been trying to
happening?
find it on my desktop, but I couldn't. So I found it on my phone. Here it is. This is what it says. While taking a sack against the Bulldogs, Tua Tagovailoa refrigerated his pelvis, dislocated his hip, broke his nose, and suffered his first concussion. This was
Oof. That was his that game against Mississippi?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oof.
Yeah, it was against Ole Miss.
Oh, that was his first concussion.
In college.
Yeah.
And-
He suffered a
and the
concussion
thing
on that
about
play,
that
but that was
game-
his first concussion?
Oh, that's right. He did. That's right.
And here's the thing. They were up 35-7. Saban wanted to take him out. And Tua said, no, let me go in for the last drive. And then what happened?
Mm-hmm. So there it is.
Grief.
And this is according to USA Today. This is the link.
100%.
So.
Oh well. Oh, that's right. He suffered. He had ankle injuries also, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. But those
Now,
are
I have a
elective surgeries.
I have a question for everybody. Would you mind if we traded Tyreek Hill with all his shit going on?
I don't know.
Honestly,
not unless you're willing to trade Waddle with them.
The thing about Tyreek Hill's shit, it doesn't stink to me.
Yeah, but Tyreek
It
ain't
smells
really
like
done much for this
roses.
team.
What does it smell like? What does it smell like? Roses?
It just doesn't stink, Crypto. It's a plat of shit that doesn't stink. I don't know. Now, Tua, that's a poison.
You could at least said potpourri or something, or
We should trade Tyreek. I don't think
you could have said potpourri.
How much
Yeah,
better have the Dolphins been since
Yeah,
Tyreek was
CCR
there?
said if only Tua taken karate classes sooner.
What's up?
What'd you say,
He
Tonk?
took his karate classes earlier.
I didn't hear Tunk either.
Yeah, me neither.
Go ahead.
What you said, Tonk?
I said we should trade Tyreek because he hasn't really done that much for the team, anyways.
Ooh, big take,
What?
big take. I would say
What do you
this.
mean?
This is why they
He's done
down.
everything for the
So,
team.
yeah,
You
but has
guys
it
remember?
made us? Have we gotten over the hump?
No, but he's
The way
gotten us in a
that's
conversation.
what I was about
That's
to
what I'm
say. The
saying.
COVID.
Yeah, but
Remember in COVID
I
time?
think that converse. No, I think that's because of the Dolphins, the way they spread out the defense. With
Let
No,
me
with
ask
the
you,
way
Tunk,
because it
you
wouldn't
don't
work.
think
Tyreek's gravity wouldn't is a main factor in how defensive coordinators suck draw onto
Tyreek,
him and
I
his
think
speed.
Tyreek is top heavy.
Yeah, you're spreading
He doesn't
energy on
really
the
make
wrong player. You're
he.
spreading energy on the wrong player. What do you think about Tua, Tunk? Do you think Tua, based on this
Yeah,
offseason
but y'all asked
and
about
how
You just asked about Tyreek, so that's why I was saying that.
Yeah, I know, but I want to know your thoughts on this real quick, Tunk, and I'm sorry to diverse the
That's fine.
conversation.
That's
But
fine.
if you're Tua, let's say you're Tua, and you see how they've done this offseason, how they have done nothing to try to help you or help what's around you, how are you feeling? Will you request a trade?
No.
You won't be mad right now if you're Tua?
No, because if he goes anywhere else, he's going to be a backup. There's no way another team would take him as a starter. There's no way. Maybe Cleveland, because they make so many
So he's committing
mistakes as
career
quarterbacks.
suicide.
No,
I
no
know about.
team would take him. Only Cleveland would take him as a starter. No other team would take him as a starter. No
Minnesota,
way.
look, Minnesota, him and Flores can have a good reunion.
No. Yeah, okay, Cap.
A lot of people think that
No,
he hates.
hell no. Brian Flores hates Tua. No.
So
There's
you
no
don't
way.
think
There's no way.
you don't think Tua sees this as unfair treatment from the fan base? Now, people want to sit here and complain about Tua because he's injury prone, but where's that same energy on the offensive line that's also injury prone? Where's that
Reunited,
energy?
and it
Where's that
feels
energy?
so
Where's that
good.
energy on the
Hey, Tonk,
defensive
I
ends that
invite
are
you to go
injury
listen
prone?
to
Reunited as we
Brandon Staley's court when the very first time we played a Saturday night game against the Chargers, and his scheme on what was it, how he broke down defensively us and what was his strategy. His strategy was to take out our two receivers and the Tyreek Hill, and then he disrespected Jalen Waddle so much he just said 17. He didn't even named Jalen Waddle by name. He
Brandon
said we're gonna
Staley.
take out
And
Tyreek Hill
hold on.
and
But
number
where's he at
17.
now? But
That's
where's he
all he
at
said.
now? Where's
It don't
he at
matter.
now?
He accomplished his goal in shutting down our offense to 25 passing yards total in the first half,
So
and
what?
then for like
All right. So
100
did the
yards
Giants.
for the
So did
game.
the Giants
And
against Tom Brady.
that was with full of backups on the secondary, Crypto.
And the
They were
secondary,
all
yeah, exactly. He was missing a bunch of secondary people in that game too. I forgot about that. Yeah.
If I had to make a choice, I'd say get rid of Tyreek before Tua.
So would
Okay,
I.
you guys are privileged. You guys are
Talking
privileged,
about?
not realizing the defensive coordinator scheme. They don't scheme against Tua. They scheme against our wideouts and boundaries.
You
That's
gotta
why
understand.
Tennessee is so successful against us. They punish
That's
our
the
small
same
wide
thing,
receivers
dude. That's
with
the
freaking
same
what you
thing.
call them.
If you stop the receivers, you stop the quarterback.
Okay, and
But
that
this,
Tua's gonna
means
run out there, and if
means that
Tua runs out there, he's
he's
gonna
not
get hurt.
elevating other quarterbacks to make receivers to make up the difference from our guys being shut down.
So no, here's the thing. Here's how I look at it. If you shut down the main wide receivers, right? That means the other options are open, and
John
In
so
theory,
that's an indictment on the quarterback because he's not looking for the other areas that are open. See,
Okay,
you do that to
yeah.
Tom Brady, he's gonna kill you with his number
right?
2 and
He's
number
going to kill
4
Yeah,
you with
but
guys.
his number
shake
three
money. But
guys.
shake money.
No,
Can
you're
we
absolutely
sit
Look at
here?
right.
Buffalo.
Shake money.
You're
Buffalo's
Hold on, hold
absolutely
on,
example.
hold on,
right.
Crypto.
Buffalo did
But
it
shake
when
money.
But look
Diggs
at
was
this.
out the
Jonnu Smith.
building and they was
Jonnu
starving,
Smith had a
killing
All right,
people.
we're at
career.
time. One
Listen
at
to
a
this.
time. Go ahead, Pete.
Shake.
Go
But
ahead.
look at
Jonnu
this.
Smith had a career
Kansas
year.
City.
A
Kansas
Chain had a
City.
career year.
Did
And guess
Kansas
whose
City want to
numbers were
keep?
down?
Did
Tyreek
Kansas?
Hill and Jalen Waddles. So that means Tua was using his other options effectively when they were shutting down Tyreek Hill and Waddle because
But
the
to no
numbers
avail.
prove
Till we
that the
still a
tight
sub
end,
500 team.
his offensive line got injured
Yep.
and he got injured
So did the
himself.
rest of the NFL defensive lines getting injured
He
who we
got in.
played
If
against.
Tua would have stayed healthy,
So
this was a playoff team.
So is our no, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. will still be
So,
500.
So
Tongue.
His
what did
record
Kansas
as a
City
starter
do?
was one game over 500
What did Kansas City do to Tyreek? They let him go.
because they
So
have that
Yeah, because
guy
they
who
have
can
Patrick
afford to
Mahomes.
let him go. They won
exactly.
back-to-back
Yeah,
Super
Travis
Bowls
Kelce.
without him.
And
And the
thank you for
team in
helping.
our division won the freaking MVP at the
They
quarterback position
went to
without the freaking
back-to-back.
top receivers.
They went back-to-back Super Bowls with him.
So, Tongue, I was just about to mention real
And they
quick.
lost one of them.
There's a window
They lost
we
to
were
the
talking
Patriots.
about in the pandemic. We were talking about
No,
this
they
window.
lost to the Bucks.
In the
So you
pandemic.
have
Go
to
ahead,
win,
Sharif.
right?
I'm
You
talking
have
about
to
they
win
lost
the
in the championship game to the Patriots.
With Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they
So
played in 2 with Tyreek.
Yeah.
they won.
So
Tyreek.
they won more without him than they did with them. So that means that Mahomes is the guy. That means that shows you how good Mahomes is.
Right.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm saying.
Dude, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and try the Buffalo Bills experiment. Don't half-ass it. Get rid of both of them then and try and do it. Don't just say get rid of Tyreek. Get rid of freaking Waddle too. Do what the Buffalo Bills did. Don't freaking be quiet and don't talk about the elephant in the room and do what Josh Allen did
Dude, I'm
when he
not
lost his 2
keeping
top
anybody out. I'm
receivers.
not keeping
When
anybody out
he
on
lost
that.
his 2 top receivers, he won MVP and the division by 5 games. Yeah, go try that experiment with Tua. Go and do it. Don't just say I want to get rid of Tyreek because of his attitude. Get rid of Waddle too to try to get draft picks.
But how
Did
much
someone do the
so
Epcot
so
Center?
so
That's
so
where fantasy
how much
goes.
good did we do at the game that we scored 70 points? How much did that do us at the end of the season?
I don't care about the 70 points. Denver was 0-3 and it was a bad defense.
I'm just saying we're top heavy. Tyreek is a top heavy player.
But
Nah.
Tongue,
Top
the
heavy.
window
But
is
at least
closed.
he's a top
The
heavy,
window
but
is
at
closed.
least he holds his weight, Tonk. Let's be
And
realistic.
guess what? The rest,
Right.
the
Wait a
rest
minute.
of the
He can
Tua
be
is
top
top heavy
heavy.
and he can't hold his own weight.
He makes a team better, but not really.
well, he makes the team better
Okay,
for
you
one
see
more
what
year
defensive
because
coordinators do
everybody's coming
when
off of the
they
book.
collapse the freaking game plan on just one
Tyreek is
guy.
probably the
We
reason
saw
why
Tua
John
when he
Elway
I
can't
agree with
had
that.
Waddle. We saw that movie before when he had a Waddle for just a
The thing
full
is,
season
I'm
and then
the
not
just a
real
bunch of
disagreeing with you,
conversation,
guys.
the
Crypto.
real
I'm not disagreeing
conversation
with
is
that.
trading Waddle. We should trade
Crypto, just a
Waddle
bunch
for
But
George Pickens.
and
for
I'd rather
Tyreek.
get rid of both of them, honestly. I can't wait for Zach
But,
Wilson to
but,
start.
but Tongue, we have to let the window close naturally so
It
Tyreek's money
is.
can come off the books naturally. That's what I was trying to tell you. You can't just get rid of him because you want. Let him come off the books like everybody else naturally next year.
And you
This is
know
the
what?
window
Exactly.
I'm gonna
closing.
tell you
The
right now,
Exactly.
window.
That's how exactly.
since everybody's
Exactly.
saying that this is a crappy team and it's gonna be a bad year, if
We're
Tua
winning
stays
3
healthy,
games this season.
all right, Crypto, but if Tua stays healthy and he goes to the
Then
playoffs,
we're
I
winning
don't
2
care
games
if he makes
if he
it to the
stays healthy.
playoffs and we
Did
lose
you see
in the
that
wild
schedule?
card, one and done. Tua could come back next offseason based on how they treated him this offseason and demand the bag. He can demand the bag. Y'all didn't believe
He
in
ain't gonna
me.
demand
Y'all
nothing.
didn't restructure my
Clown.
contract to give us a better team last year. Y'all thought it was over and I saved y'all. Y'all better pay up some more. Y'all better pay up
That's
some more
delusional.
now. That's how Tua better turn out to be. And I see him. I see him doing that because they
And I'm
did him wrong this offseason. They turned their
Pete, I'm
backs
Yeah.
on him. Mike McDaniel and Chris
And as
Greer are
well they
walking
should.
around with snakeskin.
Pete, I'm gonna take him to Denny's and give him a bowl of spinach. That's the only getting.
You crazy. He
I think
takes this
Tyreek
banged up roster
one
next
of the
year to the
biggest
playoffs.
mistakes. One of the biggest mistakes
He
Tyreek
won't
made was
because we saw the
allowing
movie
himself
before where Brian Flores was his coach.
to leave Kansas City. He should have never left. He should have done everything he could to stay on that team.
Hey,
Everything you do to say that means he would have
hold
had to not be
on.
greedy.
Wait a minute. They blew out the Jets
Okay,
game too
Somebody
with
off the bench.
exactly,
Waddle.
dude. You just said it, Crypto. Say that again, Crypto. Please say it again.
Listen, man.
I just said
Someone
that mean
can.
he would have to not be greedy
Yeah,
personally. He
exactly.
would have to sacrifice
He would
his
have to
own personal
sacrifice.
greed.
He would have to lose out. He would have to give up for his team. That's what I'm saying about
No,
Tyreek
give up
Hill.
his own personal investment financially.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying about Tyreek Hill.
Well, he didn't care about what Greer restructure everybody to make it work.
No,
He
but
just
that's
wanted
not
his
the
own
point,
bag.
dude. You just explained my 100% point about Tyreek Hill. You just said what he's not willing to do. So if he's not willing to do it, he's not willing to win either.
No, both could be true. Yeah, he could be willing to win
But not
want the bag.
but not at his own loss.
Because if
He's
the
not willing to
quarterback was
win at his
who
own
he
loss.
said the quarterback was, he should have been able to get the bag and still win.
He could win. They would have been a playoff team if the quarterback would have stayed healthy.
No, they wouldn't have.
Health is the issue.
He's very
No, they wouldn't, because we're
No, they
still
wouldn't
losing
have-
the Titans because he never beat the Titans.
We
We're
don't beat the
still
Titans
losing to
under
the
Mike
we're still
Vrabel,
beating the
Crypto.
Jets. We're
the
still
Titans
losing
this
to the
year.
Jets because he barely beat the Jets and he escaped in overtime. So that home game against the Jets would have been evened out. So it would have been 1-1 there.
He would have beat the Colts,
And he barely beats the Patriots. When he do beat them, even though he hasn't lost to them. So there's those splits there.
He would have beat the Colts.
There's a no, he wouldn't have. No, he wouldn't have.
Yes, he
You
would.
don't beat the
Yes, he
Titans.
would've.
No,
He would have
we
beaten
don't.
the
We don't
Colts
beat.
last
We don't. We
year.
don't beat the Titans.
Crypto, where you fail to realize is he doesn't.
It don't beat the Titans. It had nothing to do with Vrabel. No, it had nothing to do with Vrabel. It had nothing to do with Vrabel. No, it didn't. No, it didn't, because the same coaching was they used the same philosophy when they beat the Houston Texans, who beat the shit out of us. Defensively, they beat the shit out of
Yeah, but
us.
dude,
So the same difference, the same strategy when they beat up our wide receivers because of the personnel, because Snead was still there. It don't matter. The wide receiver, the cornerbacks, and those long, lanky quarterbacks, were still there, and still what you call it, and then what you call it.
We hurt.
Oh yeah, and we hurt Garoppolo, and then Purdy came in and sliced us up. I don't want to hear about none of that bullshit.
He drains the team of money.
I don't want to hear about none of that shit.
Brock Purdy came.
I don't hear about none of that shit. I don't hear about none of that shit. Yeah, the 49ers was dismantled. They didn't have shit.
Oh,
they didn't have. They couldn't. Now, yeah, a guy that was tanking.
We had everything.
A team that was tanking.
But we had
a team that was pretty much tanking. Yeah, a team that was out of it.
Keep making it seem like we had
yeah. Tennessee didn't have nothing. They had their fourth string defensive line in there. They had their fourth string.
Buddy.
Who was the 49ers? Anybody. The Browns beat the 49ers. So what does that mean?
With Deshaun Watson.
No, they didn't. No, they did. They beat him with a third string quarterback. They beat him with Dorian Thompson, whoever the fuck he is. They didn't. They played the Browns. They played the Browns early in the season last year. Exactly. Deshaun Watson was already out.
Watson was healthy.
No, he wasn't.
Watson went 6-1 last year.
No, they wasn't. But that wasn't one of them. That was when the 49ers lost to the Browns. Deshaun Watson was not their quarterback.
Wasn't it Darian Thompson or whatever his name is?
Exactly. It was Dorian Thompson, because that was his first win. They had like 4 different quarterbacks that year.
Okay, you got that one, but that doesn't make you right.
They had like 4 different quarterbacks. So, yeah, miss me with that. Who hasn't beat the fucking 49ers last year? The 49ers were in shambles. They won like, what, 6 games, Lodo? Oh, take a number, stand in line. We beat a sub-500 team. Great, like he always do. Beats a sub-500 team.
They still have Brock Purdy.
He beats a sub-500 team, just like the rest of the NFL was beating sub-500 49ers, racking up wins on them.
Yeah.
So that's not a badge under your belt to beat a 49ers who wasn't contending for a Super Bowl. With that 49er team that was contending for a Super Bowl, stumped a mud hole in our ass. And they could have beat the Eagles that year.
First of all, you're loud and wrong, because the only one that stunk a mud hole in that game was Tua. Everybody else was open. Mike McDaniel did his job.
Nobody was open.
The film don't lie.
They was getting shut down.
They were open all game. Tua was missing reads all game.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
The film don't lie. Yes, it was.
The midget wide receivers getting beat up by them long arm cornerbacks.
The opening play, 75-yard touchdown to Trent Sherfield.
Yeah, and then what's his name said, I got something, hold my beer. That's what he said.
Okay, but the one that crapped the bed was Tua, because everybody else did their job. They were open. Tua misread left and right. Everybody else was open in that game.
That was the one out in Frisco, right?
Yeah,
That was the one. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, we started off with like a long pass.
exactly, to Trent Sherfield. Tua hit it right on time, and he struck gold.
So
And guess what?
Cap and I went over it in great detail, and Tyreek Hill did serve his purpose in Miami, but it's not because he helped them win. Because he didn't. he just made them make a lot of money.
Now, let me ask you, because we're playing in Spain this year. I want to ask you guys something. We're playing in Spain, right?
Madrid,
Say
right?
yeah. Say
Madrid
where
is in
that's,
Spain.
yeah. Say we start off 1-5, and we lost that fifth game in Madrid. Do you think Mike McDaniel makes it back?
No, they
No,
benched Tua.
I'm telling you right
No, no.
now.
But I'm
That's
saying
I
what
don't.
they
is,
want to
First
do
happen
of all,
you
I'm gonna
anyway.
think
be honest
We
with you,
he?
will
Craig.
start 1 and we're going to start 0-9.
They're gonna bench Tua is what they want to do anyways, and bring out Zach Wilson.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't think Tua has that leash like that, Craig, where the season could rip apart that far apart like that. If Tua starts 0-2, it's
He's
over for
benched.
Tua.
He's
Yeah, that's
benched.
it. That's it. And if
No,
Tua
no. But
finds
what I'm
himself out, and this is how where Tua's gonna get benched in season. If we're not in the playoff conversation, and let's say we're 4-3, and we're sitting at the number 7 spot on the AFC conference out of all the teams, we're at 4-3. Tua's
He's
not
getting
looking that
benched.
good. Yeah, if he loses and he goes 4-4, and it takes us to number 8, oh, he's getting benched. That dude is getting benched. They're not gonna lose their job right now. Everything they've done, I can't believe it. But Chris Greer, Mike McDaniel, Stephen Ross, everyone has turned their shoulder cold to Tua. They gave him his back. They're not doing what's in his best interest to try to make
but
the team a lot better. They're actually
but
doing
but
the
Pete,
opposite and
but
trying to
Pete, the
do
thing.
what's best for the team
Yeah,
and not touch
exactly.
his contract.
But here's the thing,
Exactly.
guys. Here's the thing, though, about that. All right, they've given him the bag, and look at what he's done. And then he keeps getting hurt. Stupid shit like the
Okay.
Buffalo
He
game,
got hurt.
like the Houston game, diving forward, and that's the thing that pisses I think them off. And yeah, I agree if they're shitty, but if say they're 1-5 and they're coming home from Madrid, Spain, 1-5. I'm telling you right now, I would
He'll be
shit can
benched before
McDaniel
they.
right there.
He'll be benched before they have that bad of a
I'm
record.
not talking about
He,
Tua.
he,
I'm talking
here's
McDaniel.
here's the problem
If
why I
we
don't think
Oh,
start,
make I don't think
if we
like in season firing seems reasonable. I agree with you, and I wouldn't say it's not gonna happen. There is a good possibility, but the reason why I
no,
don't think an in season firing of head coach Mike McDaniel is gonna happen because the leash is short on Tua for Zach Wilson to come in and
yeah,
save their season.
yeah.
They gotta wait for Zach
no.
Wilson now.
How well do you think he could do?
Well, from
I
what
don't know.
from what from what I understand, they're building the team that'll fit Zach Wilson.
I like the guy they got from the Titans. That 6'2" guy. That guy will help them in the red zone. He'll get open.
You mean the tight end?
No, no, no. The
No,
wide receiver.
yeah.
The guy
Nick
that's like
Westbrook.
6'2". Yeah.
Nick
I
Westbrook
think that was
Akima.
a great pickup because him and Johnu in the end zone, that'll be better.
And
You
see,
He
know what
they
is
I'm
a
brought in
good
saying?
that.
red
They
zone
brought
guy.
in that. They
Just
brought
base.
in that other
Look, he's
tight
a
end
better
because
red zone
he's a
guy.
nasty blocker.
Thank you, Mr. Paul. That's exactly what I was gonna say. He's a better red zone guy than both of our receivers. Sad to say,
Yep.
Well,
And then you
even
Tyreek
add
even
Hill
Johnu.
so,
and Jalen Waddle.
a lot of
And
the
then you
news
add
out.
Johnu.
So that big
He
interview
has to.
that they just
He
gave
has
the,
to be in there in the red zone for his run blocking ability, like Mr. Paul
Yeah.
but
said.
that interview that McDaniel's just had, and just some other interviews, they've only asked about Tua so little.
But I still think you know what? I still got faith Ekuzama might get it right this offseason. And imagine Ekuzama with Zach Wilson
You talking about
turning
Easy
it up.
E?
Easy E, doesn't he kind of remind you a little bit of like Garrett Wilson?
Who?
He's
Easy
taller
E.
than Gary. He's
Easy
taller
E.
than Gary. He's skilled,
I got.
bro.
Let me see if he's
He
still
is
on our roster.
skilled, bro. That neck
Who's that?
injury, I don't know. Eric
Who's that?
Embazama.
He gets hurt.
That guy, he's skilled, bro. I'm
He's
not giving up on
skilled,
that
but
guy. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
too
been.
talented. I don't know
He's been.
what's going on. He has
That's
beef
why I say
with the
injury prone. But
team,
shoot,
or he's
we got
I
an
probably.
injured quarterback already.
I think, and I would just want to bounce
I
it off
can't
you
wait for
guys.
preseason to see Easy E and Zach Wilson go to work.
Do you think that's
Like I
what
call
Nance
every year,
Moss wants?
regardless of who's on the center, we are guaranteed to lose a game every year to a bad team. And I'm the only one in this fan base that's called it out year by year for 5 years. So get ahead of it early. Look at the
Which one?
schedule.
Hey,
Look at a
Crypto.
bad team that is a
Which one is
guaranteed
it?
L on the schedule. I'm going
Which
to let
one
you
is
know
it
right
this year?
now.
We're not
Crypto, which
losing
one
to
is it
no
this year?
bad team next year, Crypto. This team
We're
upgraded.
losing to at least 3 of them.
We got
Which
better
There's your early
one?
safeties.
prediction.
We got
Which
better
one?
safeties. I hope we get
What's
Kendall
up, Cap?
Fuller back. What's up, Cap?
Cap, what's up, Cap?
I don't
Gentlemen,
know
talk
what.
to me. Which one, bro? Because you are right, but which one for this season is going to be the upset that we know it's not an upset?
There we
I don't know.
go.
I think we're gonna beat the good teams this year, and that's what's gonna shock everybody.
Nope.
Yeah.
We're not beating a single good team with a winning record.
Oh,
We're
Easy is
not
still
even winning a
on
team
the
against
roster.
a team that's with a losing record
Why not, Crypto? Why not?
because this team is ass. It's constructed
Dang.
poorly.
Why is it constructed? What do you
This
mean?
guy is in his feelings, Tunk. This team had
This
5 quarterbacks last year, and we were one
team
win
didn't
away
have
from
freaking
making it to
5
the playoffs,
quarterbacks.
Tunk. Don't listen to this
The
guy.
Browns
He's
made
in
it
his
with 4
feelings.
quarterbacks and they made it. They won 11 games. Now I don't want to hear no excuses with freaking
It is
we
what
had
it is.
5 quarterbacks. The Browns made the
It
playoffs
is
with
what it
4
is.
quarterbacks.
And
I don't want
not
to hear
many
none of
teams
that.
do that. That's an
That's what I'm
anomaly. Not
saying,
many teams do
bro.
that.
Why
And we
can't
were
we do
close
that? Why,
enough with this
So
team. And you think
why
they're
can't we
ass.
have 4
miss me
quarterbacks
with
on our
that
roster, bro?
nonsense.
I don't understand why we can't have 4.
There you go.
Cap, you heard Trey Lance
Well,
sign with the
maybe we
Chargers
might
today?
pick one up in the
Bro,
draft.
that's a perfect fit for Trey Lance, bro.
That's
Hey,
No,
crazy.
no,
You
no.
gotta see
Bro,
Crazy, man.
Trey.
Harbaugh's a QB guru, bro.
Trey Lance might be doing what Zach Wilson is doing this year,
Yeah,
taking
but
a
not.
Yeah.
good
Yeah, but
a
not on the
hardball move
Dolphins.
He ain't gonna get
because
no time.
he learned at the
No,
He's
Cowboys,
just gonna
he's
learn.
learning at the
no.
Sit
Chargers,
back, wait
and
for
then he
somebody to
might
get hurt. Who doesn't
have
get
an
hurt?
option with a team
He's
next year.
a backup quarterback, Trey Lance.
Oh, of course, of course.
He's
But what I'm saying,
learning though.
Harbaugh loves those projects.
Trey Lance is only 24 years old. Next year he'll be 25.
So what?
Zach
That's
Wilson
young.
25 right now.
Exactly. Joe Burrow's 28.
And you said what? Those 2 guys were in the same draft, right, Pete?
Trey
Joe
Lance and Zach
Burrow
Wilson, Justin
is
Fields,
way
all of
better
them were in the
quarterback.
same draft. Mac Jones, same draft. All of them are part of the 2021 draft. Only one is still on the same team, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how long does he have with the Jaguars?
I'm not
Hey,
gonna lie, he's
I
my
don't know.
favorite.
rest of his
He's
career.
the.
Hey, hey,
I
listen.
think we should
What you
trade
say,
him
That's
for
Crypto?
another
something next year.
team
I like
Hey,
Trevor
who
Lawrence,
was
bro. To
terrible
me, he's
last year.
good.
hey,
We
second
barely
look.
beat them.
I gave Pete a clip yesterday of Raheem Mostert when he was on the dive bar, the Dolphin dive bar.
We
Shout out to Bobby
barely
South.
beat the Jaguars, and they was terrible.
Hey, what do you guys think about Raheem Mostert saying that McDaniel needs to take control of a team?
He needs to grab him by the balls and tell him how to do.
Terrible.
What are you talking about? Jacksonville is a historic franchise. Not only are they a historic franchise, but the owner owns TNA Wrestling. So we beat a team that owns a wrestling company.
Yeah,
Also,
but
That's
so
why
didn't
this
I
team.
heard that?
That's why this franchise is not serious because we're
What's that
relying on
stand
wins
for? What's that
against
stand
Oh
for?
Yeah,
hell
but
no!
isn't there?
Kicks in
Their
ass
owner
wrestling?
owns
franchises.
TNA Wrestling, and our owner owns the racing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but
We're never
didn't
going
Vince
to win
McMahon just buy
anything
TNA?
when anybody with the name Garfinkel, a cartoon character with the name of a cartoon character, winning. That tells you that this franchise and organization is not serious because they're not ridding people with that freaking name. They're
I
not
thought it was
serious. How are you gonna have somebody in the organization by the name of Garfinkel? It's a fucking
Yeah, listen,
cartoon character.
I have more faith in I'll be sure than Brandon Shore.
Good grief, straight.
I know. That's good. Where's color at when you need them? That's a terrible name, Garfinkel. Come on,
Tua
That's
you're
not
not
a
a
must be
serious
treated like
organization.
all of those guys. All of those names you guys just named, all of those guys are walking around the building with snake skin all over their
Hey,
skin
color.
because that's how
Hey,
Tua must feel. How
hey,
they
color. I
turned
saw
their
the
backs
lineup,
on
bro.
Tua.
Hey, it's Toto, Men at
They're
Work,
doing
Who turned
Tua
their backs
dirty.
on
Admit
Tua?
it
and
Who's
works.
Christopher
turned
Cross,
their
They
back?
bro.
turned their
Who's
backs
turned their
on
back? Ain't
Tua.
Yeah,
nobody
Christopher
turned
Cross.
their back on Tua.
They're gonna be
Ain't
down here,
nobody turned
bro.
their back on
Who
Tua.
the hell are these guys? What they think they're not in the hot seat?
They're right in the wind, bro.
Tua might be eating chips on his couch thinking that Greer and McDaniel are the two biggest idiots on earth. Because if they think they're gonna save their
They're the
jobs
smartest
without Tua,
guys.
no,
No.
they're fired. They're
If Tua can't
fired.
win with the team that they're building, then he needs to go.
They should
Exactly,
have
Tonk.
went out and signed Trey Smith
They
and
had a
Aaron
loaded
Listen,
team.
Banks
That team
and
was
they
more loaded
solidified
than
that
Philly.
offensive
they
line.
betray.
How
If they were
come?
going to
Why?
betray
Hey,
him,
no,
he
How?
would
that's what I
Why?
was
Why
saying. I
does?
thought it
Why
was a
is it
band,
only
bro.
Tua that gets labeled injury prone, but yet that entire offensive line is injury
Hey, they
prone?
do. Hey,
Austin
he
No, it's
said
Jackson,
they
not.
say
Teron
Dustin the
but
That's
Armstead,
wind.
cap.
all of that
All we
crap is
are
injury
is
prone.
dust in the
Jalen Waddle's
wind.
injury prone. What's up with all of that? Are injury prone
Nope.
defensive ends?
Nope.
Don't
They're
All we
make
just weak.
are
Tua
is
injury
dust
prone.
in the wind.
They're just weak. They're
Dust
not injury
Don't
in
prone.
make
They're
the
just
Tua
wind.
weak.
injury prone.
They're
All
just
we
weak.
are is
They're
dust and
futile.
His
the
whole damn
flame.
team is damn near
They're
injury
That's a nice
prone,
impotent.
song.
That's why they're injury prone. Because they're impotent.
and they didn't do
That's a
enough
nice
this
song by
offseason.
Kansas.
Tua should be throwing a his
Damn,
fit right
they
now.
can't have kids.
Tua should request a
Yes, Shake.
trade.
They can't have kids. They're impotent.
What the
God
They're
I don't know
hell?
so
damn.
why
weak they
Tua
can't
hasn't
have
requested a
kids.
trade, bro.
Good grief.
we need
Hey, if you need a
I
kid,
just want to
just
put it
ask
out there.
Tyreek. He'll give you a
This
kid.
Triple,
team is making
you
people
killing me,
impotent,
Triple.
bro.
You kill.
Well, Tyreek probably he's an exception to the rule. That's because he was in a culture before he came here. He had like a 12 kid head start before he got here. You saw his rate of
Yeah.
kid production slowed since he became a Dolphin.
Man, that man gonna be taken
Ty-
care of for
What does he
year
have
after
So
now?
there
year
you
after
go.
year,
14?
bro.
Hey,
If I'm
Shout
Tua,
out to
I'm
I'm
quite
calling
sure.
Reggie
Naomi. What's up,
McKenzie in
Naomi? Shout
Tennessee.
out to Naomi.
I'm quite sure Tyreek can show rabbits how to
Crypto,
multiply.
how many
Who
does
the
That's
he
what
hell
I
have
are
now?
thought.
who the hell
Yeah,
you
that's
guys
what I
think
thought
you
too.
are turning their backs on Tua? Like y'all
he didn't
see him
had
hot.
he done had like how many
Y'all
kids he
supposed
had
to
like one
ride
or
with
two since he
Tua
been a
and die
Dolphin.
with
He's
Tua.
supposed to have
Hey,
at least
hey,
7 already if he wasn't
You see
impotent.
that little
hold on,
snake?
Pete. Hey,
They t-
Pete, real quick. I need Pete's attention. Hey, look at this piece of information I got, Pete. That people overlook. Look at this. Tua
Uh-oh.
Brady has 3 Super Bowl losses. Tua has none. So that should look.
What is this,
exactly.
Facebook?
That is legit information when you get off of
That's good
Facebook.
right there. When you think about it, in
Yeah.
reality, Brady lost 3 Super Bowls and Tua hasn't.
When you gonna have freaking
Yeah.
and another thing
And
about
LeBron James
the
has the most
names of
in the
people
in Le, LeBron
attached
James
to the
has the most
organization,
turnovers in
they
NBA
got
history.
somebody literally with the name Poop in his name as a beat writer. Poop Heart. They
Speaking of
literally got the
LeBron, bro.
man Poop in his name. So how can you take an
Damn.
organization serious when they got Poop in the name and
Damn.
Garfinkel in the names?
They're a bunch of
Really?
globalists
You
anyway, right?
literally
Right,
got
Shake?
Poop in the name.
Hey,
Yeah.
You
talk,
can't get
talk,
no
do it.
worse than that.
Hey, talk, do it,
Well,
talk.
Cooper's from Canada, so that's a Canadian name.
Do what? The
Jesus.
Alex,
Poop
like how
Heart?
Alex
Really?
Smith.
The globalist.
Yeah, he's from Canada. Swear to God.
Yeah, that's
Ever
right.
watch his show?
Okay.
He always no.
As a
He
matter of
always
fact,
has an Expos hat on.
How
as a
in the
matter of fact, you know
hell
what? I think we should
are
put
you gonna
tariffs
have
on his
poop in your
articles.
name?
Crypto. Do you think we should put tariffs on his articles? Because he's
Yeah.
from.
Hell
No, put
yeah.
tear up on his
My
article
goodness,
because he's got
boy,
poop
y'all
in his
getting
name. They're
crazy up
full of
in here.
poop.
Yeah,
That's
but
all
poop.
right, man.
It's not spelled the same way. I'm going to sound dumb on that, but it's not.
It
It's spelled
it don't need to be spelled.
POUP.
It's a
Oh no,
homonym.
no,
It's,
I know.
it's the
I'm just
same
It's
thing.
saying.
spelled P. It's spelled
Yeah,
P.
I'm just saying.
Harmony.
What's up, brother?
It's pronounced the same. That's what matter. God damn
It's
it.
Yeah, it's
pronounced
pronounced the
Yeah,
Poupard.
same.
yeah.
It's
Definitely
Alan
pronounced not the
bar.
same. Just like that mustard.
What?
It's Pooh. It's still Pooh, but Pooh Par.
Hey man,
Yeah, it's a French sound. It's a fancy French sounding name for. I
bro.
just took a big shit in the laundry room.
No. It's you. Hey, do you happen to have any great coupons?
you off the chain tonight, man.
Well, I tell you what, that guarantees us that Alan Pooh Par won't be coming on the Finn's tailgate.
Man, y'all. Damn it.
Hey, come on, Shake. But listen, he's going to have to change the name. That's a
Listen,
requirement.
I got a question for the panel.
Yes, sir.
If Tua takes another concussion,
Dump.
do you think the NFL will step in and suggest that he comes out, or maybe even offer him some kind of
I don't know. Here's the thing. Look, here's the thing. If you look at Steve Young and Troy Aikman, they came out themselves. Nobody out of all they had more concussions than Tua, and they self-retired. Nobody forced their hand, so I don't think they're gonna.
That's why I was trying to tell you last time, Mr. Park. I know it feels that way because of Tua and everything, but at the end of the day, the only way the NFL will step in and force him to medically retire is during season week 1. He gets a concussion, right? He comes back week 5.
That only
He
happens
gets
if we play
another
Buffalo week 1.
concussion. He needs to have like another concussion in week 5, goes out another 4 games, and when he comes back, suffers another 3 concussions. So that's why it's almost impossible to make Tua retire because, as you can see, some quarterbacks, they come back a week after a concussion. You notice that, right? But what do we do with Tua? We make him hit the IR. He goes out for 4 to 5 weeks. So he doesn't hit that mark of like 2 or 3 concussions in a span of weeks where it's the doctors have to step in. There's like a how do you call that?
He's got a juggernaut helmet. He's not going to get the concussion.
No. There's like a protocol in order for the NFL to step in, and it all has to be during that particular season. You can't use last season's concussions. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, because the reason why I brought
Well,
that
you
up
ain't
is
played a
because it seemed
game in
like
almost 9 months. Of course you can't.
Exactly. That's the problem, Crypto.
So he gets it in week 1. He's done.
This is what I'm saying. This
Season
is why
ending.
No. If he gets it in week 1, he's on IR for 4 weeks. Now, should we get mad that he goes IR for 4 weeks and other quarterbacks like Zach Wilson only miss
Zach Wilson
1 week?
and
you know what I'm saying?
No, Zach Wilson comes in and loses the next 4 games.
No, I'm saying like when we played the Jets, we gave Zach Wilson a concussion. The following week, he was playing in that game. Tua gets a concussion.
He didn't play.
Tua, yes, he did
against
play.
us. Zach Wilson never played against. We played Boyle and Matt White.
The year that Zach Wilson started against us 2 years ago, and we gave him a concussion when Bradley Chubb hit him.
Yeah, right.
No, he played the rest of that game.
Actually, we played. We played Zach Wilson.
We played him in week 5. We played Zach Wilson. And in the first game was Skyler. We never played him in the second game because that was Flacco that played the final game that season.
Whatever game that was, Bradley Chubb smacked him. He got out of the rest of the game with the concussion. The following week, he played the game for the Jets as a Jet starter. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Tua does not do that. Tua gets a concussion since they don't trust him, since they don't want him to hit that protocol number of where the doctors will forcibly retire. They rather skip a beat, put him on IR, make him lose 4 weeks, so then he won't have a certain amount of concussions in a season in order for him to be forced to retire. That's why they use that little defense. You get me, Mr. Paul?
Got it. Gotcha.
Well, if he still comes back, you still got enough games to play to get 3 concussions in the same season.
He does, but it's less likely to happen, Crypto. That's all that's the reality of it.
No, we're talking about Tua here. He's got Mr. Glass, Mr. Bubble Wrap here.
Yeah, I know, but the way it would have to happen, crypto would
Did
literally
they?
be like that. Week 1, then he comes back week 6. Then after week 6, he comes back week 11, and now he played 3 games, missed 12 games. It's week 13. He got 3 concussions. That's like
And,
almost impossible for it to happen like that. Let's be
Could the
real.
and,
Well,
let
Pete? Could the
me be
you
could
must
the
clear.
not seen Steve
Dolphins
Young play
force them to
football
wear those helmet
because he
things?
had like multiple concussions all in the same game.
Tua's here
And,
for 20 years, crypto. Y'all better live with it.
and let me be clear. I'm not wishing that on to. I'm just bringing it
Well,
up
that's
because
why
really,
we're
I would
perpetual
like to
Yeah,
losers.
see
you
him
are.
come
Yeah,
out.
you are, Mr. Polk. Stop lying. That's what the Al
Nah.
Bundy shirt means. That's what that Al Bundy thing is. You want to a concussion.
Hey, so do you guys
Damn, Al
think?
Bundy.
You
Hey,
know what, Mr. Park, go get a
You talking
teardrop
about my
under your eye
avatar,
right now.
crypto?
Yeah, yeah.
Go
hey,
get a
That's what.
teardrop
Listen,
under your eye.
he's highlighting Tua's concussions in the NFL. 3.
Damn, he said Al Bundy. You
Yeah.
know, Al Bundy probably will make it as a Dolphin
Al
quarterback.
Bundy. Al Bundy. In Swahili means the concussed one.
We are scorned
You know,
as a
I don't want
nation,
none of
Dolphin
y'all
Nation.
back on Tua's bandwagon when he goes out week 1 and throws for 466 yards and 4 touchdowns.
And loses by 12 touchdowns.
I don't want none of y'all
Now I
celebrating
want
and joining.
Shane
I want
Falco.
y'all mad, upset, and looking shocked and crazy. Tua haters all over the place now.
I didn't know that we are going to be playing college
Oh
teams in
yeah,
week
look
1.
talking the biggest Tua hater I've ever seen. Come on, Pete.
I apologize, Naomi.
I want none of y'all back on the Tua bandwagon. Keep that same
That
energy.
bandwagon is broke. There's no such thing as a
hey,
bandwagon that
Yeah.
don't
hey. So
exist.
we were talking about this on Pete's show,
Listen,
and
Crypto is permanently on the Devontae Parker train, so he can't get on any other wagons.
Oh yeah, that's true. You know what?
That's cap.
hey,
That's true. That's true, Shake. You're right about that. And you
hey,
can add Preston Williams to that too, because he played with
Hey,
Devontae.
I want Shane Falco as my quarterback.
Dane Falco.
I want
Shane,
Yo, if we're getting somebody, I
you know
want
who
Bobby.
I mean when I say shit.
I want
Hey, listen, while we're issuing, I want Bobby Boucher as my middle linebacker.
There you go.
Hey, you know
All you
what?
gotta
Talking about middle linebackers, doesn't it feel like this is the best middle
Mike Ditka
linebacker
as my
group
tight end.
we've had here since like
but
Carlos
he's splitting the
Dansby?
cooler.
This doesn't feel like it's the best linebacker room we've had here in a very long time.
Kind of, because you got Brooks, you got
Willie
what's
Gay.
They're drafting a linebacker at number
I
12.
keep
You
I
heard it
keep
here
hearing
first.
Jihad Campbell, bro. I'm
Linebacker
telling you, I
room's
keep hearing.
trash.
What did you say? What did you say? I'm Pepper like Jihad Campbell. Well, you say Jihad?
what Cap said.
I thought I heard Cap say Jihad. I'm like, what the hell?
I
Mm.
think he did say he said Jihad Campbell from Alabama. That's the
I
top
wouldn't
rated
mind that.
linebacker I have. If
I
they
wouldn't mind
overload
that.
on
He's good.
linebacker, that would be extreme. Like that means our depth. That means our backup linebackers are at a level we've never had here before. Let's just be honest.
No,
Yeah,
we
you
have.
got to.
If
No one
Jordan Brooks
compares
and
to Zach
Jihad Campbell,
Thomas and
I think
Dansby.
this
No,
linebacker room will be better than the Zach Thomas room if you really think
never.
about it,
Not,
because
that's
we got
No,
impossible.
Jordan
never.
Brooks, Jihad.
No linebacker
No,
room will ever be
look
better than that.
at this
Ever.
room. Y'all not paying attention to what
This
we
room is
have ahead of
trash.
us this upcoming season. If Jordan Brooks is solidified, if that is the case, like Cap just said, and everybody here says, if we get Jaheed Campbell,
You
in my
guys
opinion,
love
he's
comparing
the
the
best
tallest midgets.
linebacker.
Hmm.
So he's
Oh,
the
we
best
go with the
linebacker this
freaking
draft. He
the
starts.
most attractive
Even if
woman
he
in the
doesn't
nursing home.
start,
Yeah,
let's
Yeah,
say
oh, we
yeah.
got
Willie
it.
Gay.
Let me see
Look
what
at
that
our
other guy
depth.
is.
We
We
love
got
that.
Willie Gay.
The
We
slimmest
got
woman in
Tyrell
Fat Camp.
Dotson. We got KJ Britt.
Dotson. That's right. Dotson. I forgot about
This is
We
Dotson.
did.
one of the most
Why you
We
polished
talking
talking
about the
about
linebacker
thinnest
Why you
sumo
rooms.
talking about
wrestler.
Foxy Brown like that, Crypto?
I don't think
The
And,
y'all
and
really
thinnest
don't
paying
sumo
attention to
wrestler.
our
and
linebacker
don't
room, how
and
elite
Pete
it is right
and
now.
Pete, don't put Channing Crown on Channing Tanner Tindall on there because he's a special teamer.
Yep.
Channing Tindall might not make the roster this year. You know that?
No, I already know, but he right now he's just a special teamer.
Yeah. He's a blown third round pick that we held on to be a special teamer. There's nothing wrong with that. We reeked.
My all-time favorite Dolphin linebacker is
You know,
Brian Cox.
if Tyndall would have been a 6th-round draft pick, we would have been happy with him with the way
Who's your
he contributes on special teams.
Wait a minute. Say what, Pete?
If we would have drafted Tyndall as a 6th-rounder and he gives us
Oh,
what
okay.
he gave us just on special teams, that would have ended up
I'd
becoming
rather
a
have
third
Jesse
pick.
Davis back
Third sucks though.
Jesse Davis come back.
and Michael Dieter.
You can blame it
I'd rather
all
have Dieter
on
and
me.
Jesse Davis back.
We were wrong, and we can't live without you.
Without you.
Jesse, come back.
No,
I
I
Crypto,
said
we
Shake.
got Jesse Davis. That guy.
I was
Hey,
wrong.
I'm getting kind of
You know
Crypto,
what?
that guy.
And
That
here's
guy
another
broke
thing.
really
I'm
good.
starting to think.
They
You know
got
what?
Jesse
I've been looking at
Baby,
the
come
defensive
back.
tackles a little bit
No,
more,
hold on.
and I think
Jesse, come back.
this is a really bad defensive tackle class.
Jesse is back. His name is Bora.
Bad defensive tackle class.
Damn.
These guys ain't gonna be it.
His name is Alex Jones.
I don't see it.
Who? Jesse Davis?
Yeah, he's back. He's in the form of Bora.
I wish that I had Jesse back.
Jesse Davis won a Super
Yeah,
Bowl
I
last year
would
with
still
the
have it.
Eagles.
Jesse's back.
Why can't we have
I
a
forgot
tackle
Bora's
like
first name.
that? Like Jesse.
I'd be like, Jesse doesn't know.
Yeah.
Jesse.
Yeah. Jesse doesn't know.
I still say he purposely let that guy hit Tua.
Oh, damn.
Oh, you believing in that narrative?
That's
Huh?
Brian Flores talk right there.
Damn right, and I think it's the
And you
truth.
guys
I
are
think
flat
he purpose.
earthers.
You don't think? Wait a
Anybody
minute.
who
You
believes
don't
in that
think
is a
that
flat
You
earther.
never say I'm a flat earther. You hold, you gotta be. There ain't no
Hey, listen,
way.
If you
I
believe
think,
that,
listen,
you's a flat
I
earther.
believe in the new strategy. It's called the hot dog earth.
What, you got a meme to show
Yeah.
us?
This is
Hot
all a
dog earth?
simulation.
Oh,
He's like,
No.
No.
here's the hot dogger.
I
yeah.
can't wait for the season, bro.
We're living in a
All
simulation.
y'all are gonna be loud and wrong hating on my team right now.
Yeah. Hey, Pete, we love you,
Yeah.
Pete. Yeah, listen,
I'm
man.
Zach
Nebraska-
Wilson is overthrown. Zach Wilson is gonna be better than Josh Allen this upcoming season.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I got news for you, Pete. My
No,
Hopium
that's not
ran
possible.
out last season.
There we go.
My
Zach
Hopium
Wilson,
ran out.
Zach Wilson might have 2,000 yards with Tyreek Hill.
Oh,
Jalen
man.
Waddle might have 1,500. That's
Oh, here we
3,500
go.
just in 2 players. Nick Westbrook-Akeem
Here we
with
go.
10 touchdowns. That's 25 touchdown passes. Jonnu Smith with another 7 touchdowns. Come on, man. We're at 32 touchdown passes. A-Chain with another
What about
6
the kid
touchdown
from
passes.
Tennessee?
That's
We gotta
38
get 30
touchdown
touchdowns,
passes.
bro. We
Malik
have
with
to get
3.
past 30,
This
bro.
man is 41 touchdown passes next year.
Hey, Pete, where's your protege? True Talk.
I don't know, but I'm telling you
No.
right now, True Talk is always
Yeah.
spot on. That's one thing y'all know about that young guy.
Yeah,
He says things, and then he's
Tua's
spot on
water
on it.
slide.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
he's
your
always
protege. Of
spot on.
course he is. That's your protege. I think you've taken him on your under wing.
He's a good dude. He's a good dude. He's smart. He knows what to do out here, and he knows his takes. He
Yeah, he
knows his
told us
stuff.
to run a 2.2 second 40-yard dash.
I
That's
mean,
what he said.
weren't you guys
No,
just
he also-
trolling up here?
Remember the thing. He's a
He
party
gets to-
animal.
He gets
Yeah,
to troll
him and,
too.
him and
He gets
OBJ
to
were
have a
sliding
good time
around
to
together.
troll with you guys too. Come on now, the man is he's trolling.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. No, he said he's always telling the truth. There's no truth in trolling.
I didn't catch that part, but you know, if he's trolling, he's trolling. That he gets in trouble for that. He has to speak for himself on that. True Talk. Get out of the corner. Jump in. Come on, let's go. Click that link.
By the way, Shake, what you're
Yeah.
playing, that's one of my
It's
all-time
Friday night,
favorite
bro.
Mike Myers movies.
Click the link, bro.
I love the
Do it.
Austin Power movies.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
The spy who shagged me.
Yeah, and Elizabeth Hurley is the finest chick ever.
She shagged me rotten, baby. Yeah.
Oh, man.
You guys are gonna watch all the Austin Power movies on Sundays at 1:00.
Yeah, I got man. They need to make a 4th one. I think they could do okay making a 4th one. It's been long enough.
Yeah, he's around. Yeah. He's ready to do it.
Do you think Mike Myers would agree to one?
Well, maybe like I don't know. I'm not sure, but
Some
it would
guys,
be cool if like
only like to do 2 or 3. I mean, you look at the you look at
Yeah, you can do it.
now. I know this is a little before a lot of your time. Look at the old James Bond. I mean, the first guys, Sean Connery and Roger Moore, they did a ton. After that, you saw guys do 3, 4, boom, done. I
They
think
call me
Sean
Bond.
Connery
After they
did like
done.
8 or 9 of them.
James
Yeah,
Bond.
you're
Yeah,
right about that,
yeah.
Craig. You're right on that.
Connery, yeah, did him.
I
Sean
seen this.
Connery,
Brosman.
like
Hey,
my
Tonk. Tonk, how old are you, Tonk?
me
Not trying to be personal. You don't.
38.
Okay, well, you missed out. You talking about a fine woman? You should see Barbara Eaton. That's a fine woman.
I don't know
Barbara.
what
Barbara.
movies. I
You ever
don't,
heard a show called Our Dreamy Genie?
yeah, it
Yeah,
used to
that's
be on. Yeah, it
yeah,
used to be
that's
That's
the
on
one.
Nick
Barbara,
at
Yeah,
Barbara
Night.
Eaton.
It used to be on Nick
I
at
was trying
Night.
to figure out who you was talking about, Mr. Pope. Yeah. Now you
Nah,
say I
listen to
dream
her.
Yo, I
Genie.
Listen,
Yeah.
got
nah, listen to Hurley Finally.
Yeah.
a hot woman from
From
beginning to
Bewitched.
listen, from
Oh yeah,
beginning,
that's another one,
even
Crypto.
before she was in legal age. I mean, she was beautiful. Was Brooke Shields, man? Even in an older
Yeah.
age.
She was
yeah.
married to
Yeah,
Michael.
that's another one. I tell you another one that looks good. Mary Tyler Moore
Even
There's
hot
ain't
chick.
no
grief.
bad looking lady neither.
Yeah.
I got one for you.
One of them was good was Marlo Thomas. That girl.
Oh
Yeah,
Did
that's
you
yeah,
who
guys
I liked it. Her. Marlo Thomas. Yeah.
did you guys ever see 1,000,000 Years BC? Raquel Welch.
No,
yeah.
it's
Oh
10. It's
yeah,
10.
Raquel Welch. I forgot all about
Hey,
her.
no,
Good.
I'm gonna
I
tell
don't
you
remember
now,
Go
that.
bro.
watch, Tom.
Hey,
Go watch it if you can find it. Watch
hey,
it. Her in
hey,
that cave girl outfit. Wow,
bro.
she
Like
is like
every Halloween,
gorgeous in
bro.
that.
Every Halloween, Elvira, bro.
I hope
Yep.
Tua is
Yep.
watching all those movies y'all talking about while Zach
Who you
Wilson
say,
is out
Cap?
there throwing the ball.
The Cap. Who you
Well,
said?
he is. He watched it on his
He is.
yacht.
He's on his
He is
yacht.
watching it.
I hope
Every
he's listening
Halloween,
to
He's
you
been
guys
watching
right
it.
now,
bro.
and he's
It's
saying, "Oh, I gotta
Elvira,
watch
bro.
this one. I gotta
He
watch this
watching
one."
Not only is he watching the movies, but he's banging them.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
it. Jesus.
Shake.
Damn.
Remember all
God
the old
damn shake.
Halloween
Let
movies
him
with
go into
Jamie Lee
Sunday with
Curtis?
low
We talking
testosterone.
about
Oh,
Jamie
Shake,
Lee
you
Curtis?
good?
what's the name? Craig.
Yes.
Jamie
What's
Lee
her name?
Curtis?
Jimmy Lee
In the
Curtis. Yeah.
Halloween, she came
Oh
out in an
Yeah.
interview
I
Oh,
took a
Jamie
picture
Lee
on her
a
Curtis.
couple
Hollywood
years
star
later.
She
last year.
still look
After,
good, bro.
November,
after
I
the
took a
first,
picture about her
no, listen.
star.
After her first 2 Halloween movies she did, she was pissed off. That's why she didn't do them for a while. Everybody else, she goes, everybody was getting to do sex scenes, and I'm chased by a killer. Honest to God, that's what she said. She said everybody got to do sex scenes. I'm getting charged,
So
by
she's like,
a
so she likes
homicidal
pedo.
maniac.
So she likes pedo Hollywood. That's fucking weird.
No, but she always did. Let me see. What's the name of that movie
You
No.
guys,
with
She
Arnold
wanted to be
True
Schwarzenegger?
slashed
Lies.
while
You
having
go watch
sex.
Arnold
True
Schwarzenegger.
Lies.
what about that dance scene in True Lies? Come on now, that was hot.
Right.
But that was after the that's in line with what he just said about her not having sex scenes. Then she does True Lies.
Dan Aykroyd.
Mhm.
She stripped
No,
down
she
for
al-
Dan Aykroyd.
But
no
she did
she
one
had
with
she always
Aykroyd?
had one in what's that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
True Lies.
Yeah,
True
True
Lies.
Lies. Right. Yeah.
I'll give you a guy I was
Man,
always envious. Look at Michael
oh,
Douglas.
when
He
she
got
did
the
that
he got the
True
bang
Lies.
Sharon Stone, and he got the bang freaking
Yes,
Glenn
Sharon
Close when she
Stone.
was
She's one of my
beautiful.
favorites.
What about Miley Terry Moore?
I liked
Whatever.
her in Catwoman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, Catherine
Mary Tyler Moore.
Zeta-Jones.
Mary Tyler Moore is fine.
Yeah, her and Holly Berry, that was a good combination there.
Oh man,
Oh,
Halle
it's
Berry. I
Catwoman.
love me some Halle Berry.
The best
Halle Berry.
When
Catwoman
they was
ever,
in there
Julie
together.
Newmar.
Remember she was hot and she was sexy in the last Boy Scout.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Marianne and Ginger
Yeah.
on the Gilligan Island.
Mm.
Boy, if you were Gilligan and you
That's a
weren't
throwback,
tapping
Mr.
those 2,
Pope.
something's wrong.
Exactly, Craig. It's man.
Actually,
They had a
unfortunately,
movie star and a country girl.
There you
Bro,
go.
I don't know how the show. They used to have people always on the show end up coming to visit, and they always got out the island, but they always stayed.
listen, I don't think any of those girls were paying those
I
guys
never really
attention. So
understand the plot.
no, I think none of those guys were none of those girls were paying them any attention. So they had to play with their coconuts. You know what I mean?
Oh, good grief.
Yeah.
Should.
The professor, bro, he was playing with the
They was
coconuts.
using guillotines to chop pineapples and shit. It's crazy.
More like prunes, but whatever. The professor, no, not the
Yeah, but
professor.
see, the thing is,
The millionaire. He had his own. There were prunes, but hey, he has something to play with.
yeah,
Hey,
Mrs.
look
Al.
at speaking of prunes, look at freaking Bill Belichick. He's 74. He's tapping a 24-year-old right now.
Ain't
No,
Kraft
that's only
doing
for
that too?
massages and back rubs. That's all that is.
Oh, is that what that's for?
Well,
Yes.
what about Kraft? What about Kraft when he came
Just-
down in Miami?
Pardon me?
What about Kraft? I think what's his name, Robert Kraft. When he came down here to Miami, got caught.
Robert Kraft did. Yeah,
Well,
he
I
did
didn't
get caught.
notice the girl that's the
They
press
fined him, I think.
secretary.
He was just going to massage.
Well, I mean, is Bill married to her? Or they're engaged, or it's a fling?
They're dating.
It's a fling.
Yeah,
They're
that's
just
a fling.
dating.
Right.
Yeah.
No marriage.
Look at
She's
no,
young
look at,
enough to be
and
his
I didn't
great
know this.
granddaughter.
Look at Trump's press secretary. She's 27. She's got a little boy, and I checked it out. Who she's got a little? The guy's freaking 59. So he's 32 years older than her,
59?
and he's tapping. Yep.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
59, you said?
He's 59 and she's 27.
That explains why she's a press secretary. Because goddamn, she's stupid.
Yeah. Goddamn.
Well, when you got money, you can tap anybody. Look
Pretty
at
much,
Elon
yeah,
Musk. He's
for the
got
most
14 freaking. Hey, look at Elon Musk. 14 kids.
Right, yeah. He's got how many
four different
of
women.
them baby mamas? How many of them by the same person? That's what I
9
want
or
to
something
figure out.
like that.
The 9
No,
different
it's
baby
with 4
mamas.
different women.
It's high.
Hey, when you're a gazillionaire,
Tua
you can do whatever you
rejected that
want.
restructure.
Shit.
Tua wants out.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about on your show about that. He doesn't want to sign the restructure. The Dolphins didn't offer the restructure.
Oh, he doesn't?
Two was trying to
I
get.
didn't know that.
Two was trying to get out and go be a backup somewhere.
Tua.
Tonk, you really think he's going to be a backup?
He's not a
You think he's
backup.
going to lower his pride?
He could go to New Orleans. He could go to Tennessee.
Nah. Tennessee maybe, but nah.
He probably start
That's
over
probably only
Bryce
one.
Young.
There's no. I don't think a team. I don't
No,
think
he's
a
not even
team would
starting
take a
over
risk
Bryce.
on him being a starter.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Bryce Young, after he came back from being benched, I'll tell you what, Bryce Young showed me something when he came back from being benched. He
Yeah,
did.
he played his heart out against Kansas. He should have
Who's
won
that, John? Who's that? Who is that?
Thielen
Bryce
dropping
Young.
passes.
Oh,
It wasn't for Thielen dropping passes and then fumbling the ball.
Yeah. But I mean, he
Freaking
showed me
Chuba Hubbard.
something.
Hey, Carolina's gonna be
He's starting in Cleveland over Kenny Pickett.
No, shout out
Yeah, what
to
happened? Hey, what happened to
shout
Kenny
out to my
Pickett?
man. Shout out to
He
Joe
got
Ritz
traded
with-
to Cleveland.
Real quick, shout out to Joe Ritz with the 22 month membership donation.
Nice.
If Tyreek gets to it, we could have an
What, this is crazy.
And that's what. That's like some of the.
Oh my God, that is so funny. Oh, that's funny shit.
You sound like
That-
Kanye West
Joe Rich, that was a
talking
good
about
one, Joe.
Drake.
Oh God.
About Drake. What did he
What's
say
that
about
talk?
Drake?
Kanye West said that Drake had Lucifer's. He said Drake is Lucifer's baby daddy.
Oh God.
Get out of here.
I swear.
Drake is Lucifer's baby daddy.
Yeah, that's what Kanye West said.
Oh God.
He's crazy.
Hey, when you're with one of those Jenner girls or whatever, Kardashian, I think they make you crazy.
Oh, he's been that way before.
But they
he
make
got
a lot of
involved with
money,
her.
like Tyreek
The way
Hill.
some of them built, they'll make anybody crazy. Any
Even
man crazy. The way
involved.
some of them built. Could be.
Tua better be
That
mad
man's
at
mind
Mike
is gone.
McDaniel right now. Tua
Why?
better be mad at
Tua's
Chris
Why?
on
Greer
his
right now.
yacht
Dude,
getting
no.
fat.
Tua is lucky to have a job. He better not be mad at
Yep.
nobody.
Right on
Lucky.
that, Tom.
Yeah.
I'm
So
with
what
you
if
on that.
Tua feels like they're lucky to have him and he's upset they didn't do what he
Well,
requested?
then
He
he
can
needs
say
to
all
be
they
shown.
want.
Then he needs to be showing videos of
Remember,
him becoming
you're
a good
talking
player
about
and not
Tua
getting
who
hurt.
said, "Show me the money." You're talking about a quarterback that has already requested a trade before. Now he even got
Didn't
better.
request no trade.
He
No,
requested a
Who
trade
Tua's
when
traded
on
he
the
for
hot
told
him?
seat.
ownership it's either
Tua's
him
on
or
the hot
me.
seat.
That's a trade request.
If
No,
he doesn't do
not.
well, he's getting benched.
Hey, we'll
He's
give
on
him
a
to
that's a
short leash,
fact.
Pittsburgh,
and
and him and
the reason why
Skyler
I
can
think
be
Mike
that's
together.
why
McDaniel is
he
going to
should be
drop his
mad.
nuts on the
And
table.
that's
Could be,
He's
exactly
going to
Greg.
why he
bench
should be
Tua
mad,
That,
if
by the
he
way,
Tom.
plays
by the way,
bad for the
Pete, that's
first
not a
time.
trade request. That's an
He
ultimatum.
is.
That's not a
He
trade
is.
request.
And they're going to bring in Zach Wilson.
That's a trade request, bro.
No, it is not.
I think Mike McDaniel's get coach of the year if he once he benches
Good
Tua,
Lord.
he automatically becomes coach of the year candidate
Oh my goodness.
because he showed the guts. He showed guts to do it.
Guts.
Yes.
He went against the establishment.
Comeback player of the year award is gonna be Zach Wilson.
Mike McDaniel automatically is the front runner for coach of the year if he shows the guts to bench Tua after a bad performance. Automatically,
Hold on.
top
Well,
By the way,
three.
I
in the
know this
blender,
is a
in the
Dolphin
blender,
guy.
you said
Who do the
Tua
Steelers even have a quarterback right now?
Wait a minute, hold
Dude,
on.
they're
Say
going to
that,
take
Shake.
Rodgers.
No,
They're going to take Rodgers.
Cooper, you said that I have it recorded. If we get past the 50-yard line, he will be a coach of the year nominated.
Oh, that's right. I did say that. My bad, Shake. Actually, he's already.
But
Yeah,
why
you're right.
hasn't Rodgers signed yet?
Yeah, that's right.
I think. Well, supposedly
he's
Rodgers.
coach of the year. Yeah, we get past the 50. Yeah.
Supposedly, it's better for Rodgers to wait for a better opportunity to arise. But I mean, if you're thinking about an opportunity
Arise
to
where?
arise, Miami, it seems like, right? Where else?
No.
It seems
Why?
like
So
he's
you can
waiting for
have one.
Miami.
Listen,
So what? You
if
can
he
have
comes,
two divas on the team, Tyreek
if he
and
comes,
him.
I
I
want
just
Aaron
said,
Rodgers, bro. Let Zach
if
Wilson learn how
if
to
No.
Aaron Rodgers come to the
learn
That's
behind
what
Dolphins,
him
I
one
Tua
was
more
has to
year.
saying.
start. That means Tua gonna be benched if
I was
Aaron Rodgers
saying,
come to the Dolphins.
yeah, exactly. I was saying bring Rodgers and Devontae Smith. No, Adams.
You think
Devontae
Adams?
Adams.
I'm going to say
Yeah,
you said Smith.
Yeah,
but
sorry.
Adams, we don't
Devontae
even
Smith.
need him no more. We're good
No.
Devontae Smith.
if we get
That's who I
Adams,
actually wanted
man,
in the
we're
draft.
so
That draft
ready.
that year. I
That
actually
man
wanted
could
him
take.
over Waddle.
He could take command of that offense. He could take command of that locker room. He could take command of that
Who's that?
huddle. He could
Who?
be
Shake, what do you
Who's
insane.
say,
that?
LaQuinta?
Aaron Rodgers.
They don't do business in Florida no more.
Who that?
LaQuinta.
Dakita.
Yeah.
What
Hotel.
is that? Oh,
I don't know.
That's a hardware. That's a power drill, ain't it?
That's a
Makita?
car.
No, La Quinta. La Quinta Hotel.
Oh,
Oh, La
What
Quinta
about him?
Hotel.
I
Yeah,
never heard
What
of
they're
that.
about him?
That's where
Is
Aaron
that a big
Rodgers is
hotel
right
thing
now,
down
taking
there?
mushrooms.
I think that's part of a big chain, if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
La Quinta. Yeah, they're part of
Is
like
it?
Quality Inn
So
and
they
all that
do.
stuff.
So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
do have set up. They should be down there, right? They should be in
Yeah,
Florida too.
but
Then,
here's
right?
the thing: they don't leave
Everywhere.
the light on for you. That's the only thing I hate.
Damn, Shake.
Oh, not like
They
Motel
don't leave
8.
the light on for you.
He's shaking
Not
Chris.
like
Yeah,
Motel 8.
man.
No, I never heard of it. I'm sorry.
I
I
might
live
not
up
be a
here in
surgeon, but
PA.
I
I
did
never
sleep
heard
at
of
the
it.
Holiday Inn last
Jake,
night.
I want to hear that because you promote sustainability, so you can't be on that bandwagon still.
Oh my God. I may
wanna
not
hear-
be a
I wanna
tour
hear
but
about
I did sleep at the Holiday Inn last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they can
Oh, where
listen.
we
They can
at?
leave a solar panel light on.
Okay. Then they
That's
should
true.
change the slogan. We'll leave the solar panel light on for you.
Oh
No,
man.
the solar panel is a given.
No, there's a given. Yeah. Yeah, they don't have to say that. They just go outside and show you the panels.
I gotta get somebody to
Say,
install a
see,
camera outside. I just remind I got to pull that after clouds
Lots
begin.
of sunshine. I don't know if y'all got as much sunshine as New Mexico, but it's pretty close. You
Oh,
guys
that
What?
supposed to be the sunshine state.
Mr.
Lots of sunshine.
Yeah, yeah,
I thought
definitely.
Florida's the Sunshine
Yeah,
State.
it is.
It is.
It is. That's the name. You think they would have more than New Mexico's? They getting like over 300
Oh,
days of
You
sunshine.
you know what's
I heard.
interesting?
Listen, I heard
oh, I
them
did.
say
Sitting at
Dude,
California was a
13.
sunshine
Florida
state
Listen,
gets
too.
you
500 days a year of sunshine.
I was
It's
talking
not
to my
500
boy.
days in a year. What do you mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, what
That's what I'm saying.
the hell? 500
Oh,
days a
God.
year.
That's what I'm
What the
What
saying.
hell
you
is
say?
that?
What you
Listen,
trying to say,
fellas,
Pete?
this is what I'm trying to say. You guys are aware we had a 30-30 private visit with Quinn Ewers, right?
Colorado even gets 300 days of sunshine a year.
I'm
No,
thinking,
no, it shouldn't be that much. I mean, they could
I'm
because
Look it up.
thinking,
they do
I'm
got a lot of
thinking,
high pressure domes over the area, so that may be right. That might be you might be right there,
No,
yeah.
they do.
Because there's a
Well,
lot of high pressure
there's
systems
nothing.
that
They
moves
they
over the
also just
Rockies
There's
that
they
disperse those
they also
clouds.
just brought in the
Yeah,
safety.
Right.
makes it.
Because on the west side of those mountains, it's a lot more rainier and
It's
stuff.
more like it's more
yeah.
like fog and mist and stuff trapped
Well,
in the
they say
valleys.
up in
Yeah,
parts of Alaska during parts of the year, I think it's winter, they get something like 23 hours of sunshine and then only 1 hour of
yeah.
darkness.
You talking about north of the Arctic Circle? Yeah,
Really?
you're talking
Okay,
about
that's it. Thank you. Yeah, yeah.
the
Can
summer
you imagine
solstice and the
going up there and
spring
trying to
equinox.
adjust to that? It's
Yeah, they
not. It
gotta
may
have
challenge
shades,
you to
special
adjust
shades,
to.
Mr. Pope. In Alaska,
I
they
could
got
do it.
shades because they got the land of the midnight sun. It don't sun don't
I
set till
just
after
did it. I did an
1
energy
a.m.
audit today I did an energy audit today, and the lady's house, she was from Alaska.
Yeah, it's like full brightness, and it's like 12 a.m. It's like freaking 2
Yeah.
a.m. It's like damn, it's still
Yeah,
bright
but
as
it's
hell
like
outside.
I would
it's
love to live over there if it was like
I
that.
Oh,
I
it
Yeah,
I
sounds.
know somebody.
I'll never go indoors. I'll stay outside all
yeah, but
day.
it's so cold
For
out
Same
there
real.
right
here.
now.
Oh yeah, Alaska
I
sucks.
no,
I'm freaking stay
nah, nah,
outdoors.
nah,
I would
nah.
live outdoors.
My
I
mom.
wouldn't even own a home. I'd just live
Oh
out in
yeah,
the wild.
Larry Zonka loves
Just me
living
and
in
the Grizzlies.
Alaska.
That's all. I'll just
That's
live
where
in
Hey,
the
Larry
my
Zonka
wilds.
lives. Larry Zonka loves to live in Alaska.
Yeah,
hey,
Zonka
my
lives out
mom was
there.
on
He's
a
right.
cruise
He
up to
loves fishing.
Alaska, guys,
Yes, he
during
He's
does.
got
in
his
June.
boat. He's got a seaplane.
Yep,
Yeah,
you saw that. Yep, I saw that too.
yeah. He's
That
got a
all
nice
that
seaplane.
show the perfect backfield wasn't that a 30 for 30 thing?
The perfect sunsets out there, man.
Oh
Hmm.
no, but I'm saying the perfect
The
backfield.
world should have been like that, man. We should have had sunlight right now. It should have been daylight, weekend. Like that's
Yeah,
how
they're
life should have
Yeah,
been.
getting
you
this
got.
light, man.
I don't know about that.
It's crazy because
I
it's the
gotta have some
opposite in the
dark.
wintertime. You
That's
I
get
got
no
some
daylight.
nighttime dark.
It's just pitch black for 20 hours.
I tell my son
I
next.
need
Tell my
sunshine
son, you
and
better find a way to fix Earth. Show us how to get more daylight. Figure that out. Help
Well,
the
Pete, that
future out.
experiment's been done. They said if Earth had rings like Saturn, it would be twilight 24/7. If we had,
Rings
because
like
the
Saturn.
reflection, yeah, they would be reflecting, giving a constant glow, even in the late evening hours. If we had rings like Saturn,
Hmm.
it would be permanent twilight around the entire planet.
if,
If we
if
had
I'm not
Saturn's
mistaken,
rings.
ain't Saturn the planet that has the biggest hurricane on it?
No, that's Jupiter.
That's
That's Jupiter.
Jupiter.
Okay, that's
That's
Yeah,
right.
The
that's
Jupiter.
biggest
Jupiter with the
hurricane.
the biggest
Yeah, the
hurricane. It's
Yeah,
biggest.
like been going
they
for
got
like
the biggest
300
one.
years.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah,
big.
it's
It's
larger than
huge.
Earth.
Right. It's
Yeah,
larger than Earth. The hurricane is
because
literally larger than Earth. And it's been going for 300 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
exactly.
That old
That's
ass
crazy.
hurricane.
It's like a it's like a
It's
That's
category.
ridiculous.
It's like a
Hell
category
yeah.
1000 hurricane.
Right, exactly. It's like a category 1000. It's
That's like
ridiculous.
it's either Uranus or Neptune. One of those two planets. It's 249 years for them to circle the sun one time.
For one
Think
circle,
about
yeah, for
that.
one orbit. It's crazy.
good.
That's
So if
Are
we
you?
yeah.
haven't
That
did a
is
And
full
crazy.
orbit, if we've been
what,
a
what
country,
Elon Musk
full
says,
orbit.
and Elon Musk said in 30 years there's gonna be over 1 million humans in Mars living up there. You guys are gonna be one of them.
Who's going to be the first person to go? I think
Me,
I would volunteer
me,
if they can guarantee I can return.
Let's
No,
send Tua
you
there.
know what? You
me.
know, I thought about it today. That was weird. I
I
thought
would
about it because
volunteer.
I was watching the Trump.
But
He
I'm
was
too
talking.
fat to go up. I'd have to lose a
I
shitload
was
of weight.
watching Trump, and he
No,
was
I
talking
don't
about
even
the
want a
gold
Mars
card.
bar.
He was
What a
talking
Mars
about the
bar.
gold card. That's $5 million or whatnot. So I'm listening to him, and when I'm listening to him talk about that, I'm thinking, I'm like, that's what Elon Musk is gonna do. If you're gonna want to live in Mars, and you're gonna have to buy a damn Mars card, and it's gonna cost you like $50 million,
Well,
a
that's
hundred
Mars
million
card.
dollars.
you know.
Well,
That's
Well,
I
did
take
you
a
hear?
Mars bar. Shake. I'll just get one of those Mars bars from Shake.
I can already see it.
That'll be
You're
my
gonna have to
that'll
pay
be my payment.
you're gonna have to pay
hey, what,
$50 million to get a Mars card.
what y'all think about the black hole in space?
Well, did you hear what restaurant
You
chain
said the
wants to?
black hole. Wait a minute. What
The
did you say,
black
Mr. Pope?
holes in space.
What
Actually, you know
Oh
what they're
yeah,
food
doing is,
we're going into one right as we speak, Mr. Pope.
but you know what, Crypto? They stopped making Mars bar. It's they replaced it with the almond Snickers.
Yeah, because they
Really?
pretty much
Almond Snickers?
they
Oh,
pretty much
oh
like
yeah, that's what replaced it. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the almond Snickers.
I used to like the payday.
I just
Man,
throw
you
them in the
talking about
blender and put some vanilla ice cream in it and make it a
good
dessert.
that
There you
doggone
go.
payday.
All you gotta do is put some vanilla ice cream in the blender and throw the Mars bars in there.
But you know
Well,
what I was
you know what?
thinking? You know what thought the dolphin thought, and I might have to go because I got 7% left. So I want to know your guys' thoughts on this, if it's crazy or not.
For sure.
Remember our roots with Mike McDaniel. He loves speed. I don't know if you guys are aware, but they had a 30-30 visit with Quinn Ewers out of Texas, the quarterback. He's projected to be a later round pick, but
Yeah, he'd be drafted.
his wide receiver, Matthew Golden, he's what, the fastest receiver coming out this draft class? We could
I
possibly
don't know.
try to
What did he run
double
in the
down.
combine?
I think it was a 4.39 or something like that, or a 4.29. I think he was the fastest one.
That's
He's
How
good. That's
tall
projected.
is he?
4.2.
You know,
He's
how tall?
like 6'1". He's like 6'1".
Okay,
He
he's
looks
above
decent. He
above
looks
me.
decent.
Okay.
Yeah, he looks decent. And
Yeah, no
honestly,
more Oompa Loompas.
if we're in position to draft him at 13 and they go with him, we might double down with Quinn Ewers in the second round as looking
No.
at as the future.
Quentin Hughes paired with him to
Yeah,
have his
just
wide
pair them.
receiver quarterback combination. You saying they're gonna do a Texas Tech thing or Texas?
They could potentially start looming into that direction because they have that avenue if he's there available at 13, that wide receiver. Tap McMillan
Yeah.
goes
Well,
first. There's a possibility
he must have
at
had a hell of a
13 the
combine to
Dolphins
go.
have the best receiver in the draft.
That's crazy. I mean, if he got a good combine like that, I don't see why not. Because if you want to get up rid of Tyreek Hill, you better start thinking about his replacement now.
All I know is Pete
Can't
agrees with
wait
me
next year.
about
You're gonna be in
drafting
trouble
an
if you wait.
Alabama quarterback till you get it right.
What'd you
Oh
say,
You
yeah,
know
Leo?
what, Shake? You know what, Shake?
Shake.
He's something,
Damn.
bro. He
He said
is
draft an
something.
Alabama quarterback until you get it right.
Exactly.
No, but real talk, Shake. Looking at him, it's like, how come they don't talk about him enough?
Who, Milrow?
Yeah,
Jalen Miro. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
Forrest Gump
I
and
don't know
Forrest
Like
why
Gump
they
it's so
story.
should because
weird.
I
I
think they're
don't like.
afraid that
He's an
he's gonna be
interesting
too good
prospect.
and they're gonna
Like,
be
isn't
proven
it?
wrong too early. I think that's what it
I don't.
is.
But
They think
crypto,
they're gonna
isn't
be
it
proven
about
wrong too early.
as a coach? Isn't it about trying to have the highest ceiling player available?
Yeah, you wanted the highest ceiling. But then
He's
they're gonna be proven
obviously the
wrong with Tua.
quarterback.
That means they're gonna be wrong with Tua if they do that. They're afraid of it.
He has everything you need in a quarterback, and if all you need to do is teach him how to pass in a phone booth, you got the best quarterback in the NFL.
Well, according to the
Yeah.
NFL,
Well,
he's ranked fourth behind Cam, Shador, and Jackson Dart.
he's fourth.
He
Okay.
should
Yours is
be
ranked
ranked.
fourth.
But he's if everybody was in love with Jalen Milrow, he's just a little bit shorter than Jalen Milrow. That's it.
Yeah.
Strong arm, fast, breaks tackles, runs. He had 20 rushing touchdowns last year. Bro,
Who had
that's
20 rushing
something.
touchdowns?
Jalen Milroe in one season.
Hmm.
You give me 20 rushing touchdowns and 15 passing, that's 35 touchdowns, dude. That's good.
Hmm. Well, it's not a bad resume.
Well, Pete,
Dual threat quarterback.
Pete, look at my avatar. That's the guy we need to go get.
Who is
Scored
it?
4 touchdowns in one game.
Who is it?
Look at my avatar.
I can't see it. My phone is like the
It's Al
screen.
Bundy. Al Bundy.
Oh, Al Bundy. It looks
If
like an old
anybody,
school card.
we should get Forrest Gump. He's from Alabama.
Oh man.
Oh
I'm just
God,
saying,
here we
like
go with the
Jalen
Alabama
Milroe.
players again. Jesus
I'm not.
Christ!
He's interesting. He's an interesting prospect because of his ceiling is so high. Fix his mechanics, get him in tune into the system, and just
Yeah.
let him play ball.
And Craig, because of you now, after I'm done with this panel, I'm gonna play Leonard Skinner, "Sweet Home Alabama" all day tomorrow.
Oh, Shake, don't do that.
You
'Cause
go. No, I actually like that song. I like that
is one.
song.
That's one of my favorite songs. Is
Sweet
I love that
Skinner.
song.
I love that song.
Now you know, Shake. I gotta give you shit. You know that we're
So
buddies, kind
let me get.
of.
So you guys think the Dolphins are capable of drafting a quarterback early in the draft? Not necessarily first, maybe a second or a
No.
third round.
No.
That's still early.
I think
They're going
wait till the
to
third day.
draft one in the draft period, but I don't know where they're going to.
I think it'll be the third day.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be unless
I'm
they
telling you, I
want
like the kid from Syracuse. I think he's got a nice arm. And I'm going to defend him. Not that he's a great thrower, but I'll tell you what, Riley Leonard from My Irish, is he a great
Riley
thrower?
Leonard.
No. But
Riley Leonard is
but
another
listen,
guy. Like, isn't he like Big Ben a little bit?
he's big. You need a 3rd and 1 or 3rd and inches or 3rd and 2. You have him roll out. He'll take on a defender.
Oh, I see.
We got to install microwave ovens, country kitchen delivery.
His
We got
passes
to
are
move
ugly,
these
Craig.
refrigerators. We got to
I love
move
that
these
song.
color
Yeah.
TVs.
That's a great song too.
Money for
That's when
nothing,
MTV was
chicks
good.
for free.
Nah, you know what song is good
We
right
got
now?
to install microwave ovens.
Right now, the best song that Tua needs to be listening to because
It's
this
Doobie Brothers Black Water.
Tua
We are
needs
the
to be listening to
champions.
this specific song because they have turned their backs on him. Tua needs to be
Oh,
listening
here we
to
go.
Burn It to
saying that?
he needs to listen to
You
Nickelback,
don't
Burn
know,
It to the
Pete.
ground. Tua just needs to go out there
You need to get off
right
that
before
Tua
week one.
crying train.
He needs to go out there
Going back
before
to
week
the
one.
ground.
Right
Yo,
before week
you're on
one,
a
right
sailboat
before
and it's
I'm
Tua's going to
telling
be
playing
you,
a
listening
Pump,
to two
violin.
he
princes.
needs to do them dirty. The
That's what he's
Saturday
going to be listening
before
to.
Saturday before the opening Sunday, Tua should say he has a headache, and he should throw him in the fire. They've turned their backs on him. Tua
Dude, you're
should sit.
crazy for saying that. Ain't nobody turned their backs on him.
Here we go.
They did him
There's
dirty.
no one
Listen,
on the
that's
team.
funny.
You right now.
That's funny.
Tua's lucky
Listen,
to have a job in the NFL. He's
Okay.
lucky.
They did
He
him
said
dirty.
Yep.
They're trying to
he's
save
going
their
to be
job
seeing two princes.
when they put him in that position, and now
That's
they're turning his
crazy.
back.
Saying
It's
he
not
got
turning his
betrayed.
back.
That's crazy.
Because I'll tell you what, if they wind up firing McDaniel, he ain't going to be with the Dolphins no more.
They're not doing what
You
they
think he's
usually
going to?
do. Craig, they
They're
don't
not
do what they
firing.
usually do. Our regime right now, we would have had Trey Hendrickson on this team right now
Listen,
for a third. We would have
I
had
am
Jair
so looking
Alexander
forward to
on
my
this team
Timu
right now
packages coming
for
in
a second
than
round
listening to
draft
Mike
pick.
McDaniel's press
That's
conference.
that's what we would have done right now with this regime backing
Well,
up
get
Tua.
used
We
to it
would
for
have
a
had
little
these
while.
guys. They're not doing it. We
Y'all
would have had
heard what
Aaron
Ross
Banks.
said.
We would have had Trey Smith, the left tackle.
You heard what Ross said right after the last game. We're
Matter of
gonna
fact,
run
I'm going
the
to up.
game
But
with
I'm going to
McDaniels
re-up
and
my Timu
Greer.
subscription.
But Pete, there's no guarantee he'd want to come to Miami. See, everybody's like, well, we didn't get this guy, this guy. Part of it was the salary cap. You got to remember, it's do they want to come? It's no different than college. And you're seeing it now in college. Look at the
When you
basketball.
they come
2,000
over here.
kids.
They will come over here because those players I spoke about in specific, you're trading for them and giving them a new contract.
Wow.
Trey Hendrickson, you're trading for him
Hey,
and you're
listen.
giving him a big deal. Jair Alexander, you're trading for him and you're
I'm
giving
going
him a
to.
big deal.
And where are we
Jared
going to
said
come
he
up
don't
with
like.
all this money?
We have the money to give contracts. If that's
We
the
only got
problem,
16 million over.
we would have had it if they would have trusted and believed and backed up Tua and
Oh,
restructured his
here we
deal
go
that
with this
creates
damn
all this
Tua
money.
thing.
But the fact
Oh,
that they're trying
God.
to work around this and not create this cap,
I know
Tua
Pete
must
not
be
talking about
sitting
restructuring
back.
too.
Tua must be sitting back thinking like these guys think they're gonna save their jobs? Are these guys crazy, bro? These guys are not making it easy for me. They're gonna give me the same injury riddled offensive line that's only gonna last till week 9.
By
Come on,
the
bro.
way, this is Pete's attempt to get Tua out of the team.
It's the
Oh,
truth, Shay.
God.
Yes, Pete reminds me of that the guy who's getting picked on by the like you know remember that the guy who's like 5'4", 100 pounds is getting picked on by a 7-foot guy. That guy, you gonna take that from him? Man, if I was you, I would stand up to him. And then he ends up getting his ass
Oh, yeah.
kicked. That's what he wants to do it to her.
Run, Forrest, run! Run,
Yeah.
Forrest,
Tua,
Yeah.
run!
Now,
Tua
I'm
should
telling
be
you,
livid right now.
Pete's sounding like Groundhog Day. I'm telling you.
Run,
Tua
Forrest,
needs to get out there.
run!
Tua needs to get out there and start making
Hold
himself a
on. I'm
better
glad you
player
said that
before
because
he needs to
we
be
have one
all
for that too.
crying.
Well, I got news for y'all. Y'all
Craig?
gonna see an attitude
Thank
There we
you.
go.
this season coming up. You're gonna see an
Well,
attitude.
and you know
I'm
what?
quite
I'm gonna
That's a
sure
tell
he
you,
ain't
great
happy
move.
with Zach
and I'm gonna
Wilson.
tell
Run,
you right now, and
Forrest,
I'm gonna tell you right now.
run!
Let Tua make the playoffs and lose that wild card game and pick this roster up. That man might win comeback player of the year just on that alone. Does
Who?
if Tua stays healthy all year and he makes the playoffs and he
Uh-oh.
loses the wild card,
Yeah.
next year Tua should be demanding more money. Because they did him dirty this offseason to the point where he could say, y'all didn't believe in me
I
this
love.
last
Shout out
season.
to Bill
I
Murray.
want more money now.
He's so
I
underrated.
love
That's
Shout
Bill
out to
Murray.
Bill
crazy.
Murray.
I agree with you on that, Crypto. That he is a funny
He's
guy.
definitely underrated. Yeah,
Mr. Park, if Tua stays
Also,
healthy
Rodney
all year,
Dangerfield too, Crypto.
Mr. Park,
yeah.
if
Even
Tua
though he's
stays
not
Rodney
healthy all
Dangerfield.
year and takes
Yep.
this injury riddled roster to the playoffs, do you think he should be demanding more money next year?
he can demand more money,
He
but
could
he might not.
demand
I
more
don't think
Doesn't
he's
money
gonna
at
mean
the
he's
get it.
going to
roster.
get it.
He's not really in the position to be demanded anymore.
Nope.
So Tua's saving jobs and they're out here still treating him like crap the way they're doing it this year.
He
Oh, you
should
know
be
who I want to
demanded in
give?
his retirement.
He's never saved
Jake, you
anybody
know
I
who I
job.
turn
want
they
He only
done
saved
turned
his
their
own job.
backs on Tua.
Jake, I want to give a big shout out to my boy Val Kilmer,
This is a
who
business.
passed
Oh
this
yeah,
week.
R.I.P.
Tours lost a franchise millions.
Shout out to Val Kilmer, the second best Batman behind Michael Keaton.
yep.
You
Good
think
fat
so?
man.
Val
He also
Kilmer's? You don't think
This
what's his name is the
what's
best?
that
no,
weapon?
hold on now.
Well,
That
no,
Oh,
Ben
that
Affleck.
that
he was
Fleck was the
also a
best
good
Ben
Doc
Batman.
Affleck's the
Holliday.
best
Well,
Batman.
That Fleck is the
well,
best
I'm just
Batman.
saying I like Val Kilmer
Yeah, Ben
better.
Affleck.
He was
Kilmer's
okay.
good, but I like Affleck.
This
Yep.
is why didn't they keep Kilmer on for the second one? They
Because
even
it's a
kept
dark
He
Robin.
did,
movie,
They even kept
Kong.
Robin.
It's a
because
dark
he didn't want to
movie.
do a second one. He doesn't like doing chain movies.
It's a dark movie. It's a dark, gloomy movie.
I like doing that.
But
What's the
look at
movie
all
with
the Bat
Doc
ones
Holliday?
with him, Keaton, and all those.
That
They're
No,
all
I think
dark
it was
movies.
because no, it was
that is
because
not
of the
enough
Tombstone.
porn.
director.
There's
That's
not enough porn
No,
in
it
that
was
I like
movie.
him
because
in
of the
Tombstone.
director of Batman and Robin. He didn't like the director.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. But yeah, just wanted to give out a shout out to Val Kilmer,
Yeah,
a hell of an actor.
yeah. Batman
yeah, he
You know
is.
what movie is
He's
pretty
he's a
good,
veteran too.
and
Yeah,
it's
he's
and
an
it's
old
a
vet.
classic movie.
Daddy, chill.
Like a couple Christmases ago. It's called Top. It's called Top Secret.
Damn.
And that was a spoof movie.
Yeah, but it's just like the movies that were out back then.
Yeah.
Batman.
You know, like
Batman
Airplane.
One of my
Returns.
favorite scenes from that movie was the fact he was back in high school.
It's like the Naked
and
Gun.
he was like getting tortured. And he was like, "Oh, thank God!" He woke up like relieved that he wasn't in school.
It's like the Naked Gun.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Actually it's more like
Man, that's
it's
crazy.
more like not Naked Gun, but it's more like Hot
Airplane.
Shots. Hot Shots.
Oh, okay. Or
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it's good. You got to see it yeah, it's good. Like I don't really
I
like
love
older movies.
I love the airplane movies. They're funny as shit.
But
Yeah,
I
me
did.
too.
Leslie Nielsen.
You stupid or something? Stupid is, stupid does, sir.
Is that's classic.
Stupid is
Right there.
The new Leslie new the new movie coming out.
Mate, I don't know. I don't know.
I
If
named
I
my
don't
boat
know.
Jenny. I named my boat Jenny.
I don't know if Liam
Here
Neeson.
goes.
I don't know if they picked.
I name a shrimp, Bubba shrimp, Bubble shrimp.
Bubba Gum
My
Shrimp.
name, my boat,
Well,
Bubba Jenny.
you have reservations on Liam Neeson?
Well, no, it's because
No, he's a pretty cool actor. I
no,
like
it's
him.
because Leslie Nielsen wasn't fucking. He wasn't in the League of Assassins. He wasn't in Taken 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
and
but
4.
listen, here's the thing. You got to remember, Leslie Nielsen was a serious. The first he was in before he did Airplane. He was in a lot of credits. Airplane
the
was the
Naked
first
Gun.
time he did a comedy movie. So
Exactly.
before
Naked
that,
Gun.
he was a serious actor. He did serious.
Oh, the
movies
Naked
way
Gun's
before-
funny.
Yeah,
Right,
Yeah, exactly.
but Shake right on that because
honestly, what do
Leslie
you know,
Nielsen.
what do you know Leslie Nielsen for anything else but those movies? Really?
No, he
those
did some.
No,
He
it's a
did
lot
some.
of movies
Uh,
back
no,
in the
remember the
60s.
movies
He
when
was in a
How
lot.
about
He
how
was in
about
some
how
western.
about the
He was doing black
Poseidon
and white movies,
Adventure?
bro. He was
He
doing
was in
movies
some.
in the
Adventure.
60s and in the 50s and the 60s.
No,
Yeah,
before
but
that, he
Yeah,
was
right.
okay,
no,
but
Shake
Yeah.
that's
right,
not where his legacy
Shake
was.
right because he was in some western movies and he played a serious role back in the day before he became a comedian.
Yeah.
Shake
He
is
was
right.
good.
Can you really name some movies back from the 50s and 60s?
Hell no.
Okay then.
But that's not what I'm saying, though.
Of course, that's going to be his legacy.
Same with
There's a lot
Harvey
of artists. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a lot of actors that got their legacy in the 70s, 80s, but they got their start and their credits in the 60s and 50s that we don't know about.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's different than Liam Neeson because it's just
Yeah, if
different.
Liam Neeson would have started in the 50s and 60s, you wouldn't know about who Liam Neeson was either.
Exactly.
Promotion wasn't
that's
either.
not. But yes, it's a different time. It's not the same time. It's just different.
It's the same thing.
Yeah,
Just-
but I don't. Yeah, but as far as publicity and fame and social media, it's not the same.
I mean,
One
the
of
only
my-
difference is the exposure. That's all.
Right.
That's the difference. But the type of movies they did before they started doing comedies was pretty much identical.
Well, you older guys would probably know this. You know who played? Did you ever see the movie Forbidden Planet?
By the way,
What?
Art, let me
think
do
I
a
did,
real quick
Craig.
before you gave a shout out to Val Kilmer. I want to play this little clip real quick.
I'm your huckleberry.
Yeah,
Here you go.
that was
Yep.
him. Doc
I'll
Holliday.
be your
Yep.
Huckleberry.
Doc Holliday. That was one of my favorite movies with Val Kilmer.
That's the only Western that I ever kind of liked.
Oh my
Except
God!
for
You got to
Cowboys
see. You
and
got to
Aliens.
see Clint Eastwood movies. They're the
No,
best.
I don't like. I don't like old movies.
John
I don't like
and
westerns.
John
I
Wayne
don't like
movies.
westerns. I don't like
Yep,
old
yep.
movies.
John
Craig.
Wayne. and-
No,
What?
I don't like them. I can't do old movies. They freak. I don't know. They're boring. No offense, but
They're
I just
boring?
know.
You haven't lived. I'm sorry. So anyway, getting back to the
The
one,
only
the
old movies
Forbidden
I like are
Planet.
like I like Evil Dead. That's the only like old movie that I
Eh.
like.
in the
Or Gremlins.
that
Gremlins,
one.
Evil Dead,
Yeah, Gremlins was okay.
Beetlejuice.
Eh. Nah, you want horror? Give me Kurt Russell in The Thing.
Okay,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
And the best
But
part of that
Yeah,
movie,
definitely.
when they're burning the one guy and the guy's head pops off and all
That
these
movie is
legs and
sick,
tentacles come
dude.
out,
yeah.
That
and
movie is sick.
the one guy
Craig,
looks at him and he looks at the other guys and goes, "You gotta be fucking kidding
yeah,
me!"
yeah.
And they
But
torch the head.
Craig, did you see the original thing?
Yes,
Okay.
You mean the
it's
sequel?
good.
You mean the prequel?
No, there was one. There was an original one. That
It
the
was in
one you
black
talking
and
about,
white.
right? And they had the guy from Gunsmoke on there.
Yep. Yeah. I know.
Oh.
I can't think of them, but yeah, they had that.
There's
And at the
no.
and at
Oh,
the
no.
end, but what was cool about this thing is it came down to him and who was the other guy, the black guy, you know?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And,
He has a Nigerian name. I know what you're talking
yeah.
about.
And
Oh, good.
and he's sitting there and he's looking and he goes, "We're the only two left. I guess we'll find out if one of us is the creature." And then you hear the music, dun 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 dun. That's a great movie. I love The Thing.
The only black and white movie I ever enjoyed was The Blob.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good one, Tom. That's a
You know
good one.
where
Because
that
it has enough science fiction and stuff. Because like unless it's like super nerdy science fiction, I can't do it. You know, because like them old movies, they got just the soundtrack is just too eerie. This shit
Yeah.
freaks me out. Those eerie soundtracks, they freak me the hell out. But like the Blob is just everybody's running for their lives, and
You
it's
know,
just like all this crazy shit's going on.
you know
Wait,
that
but
part where they're running out of the movie theater? Okay. That was filmed in Pottstown, PA.
It's
That
dope
part.
when like when it first lands, or I forgot how it gets there, and then it like gets onto one person. The person's like, "What the
Oh, the
hell?"
old
It's
guy's
like,
hand. Yeah.
yeah, it gets on his hand. Yeah, yeah,
And then he devours them and then he kills the doctor. And
yeah. That's just crazy, dude.
yes.
But
That was a good one.
I
Yep.
think like I don't know. Besides that, because I'm a huge movie fan, like movie buff. Like I own like 300 movies on digital.
Wow.
And a
Well,
lot of those movies, I converted from DVD to digital.
but
Uh,
but
so,
Tom,
but
what you think about the Godzilla movie?
the older ones are better.
No,
I
I'm talking about. No,
so
I'm
I
asking.
do like the new one that came out, Godzilla 1,
Mm-hmm.
or what was it called? Godzilla 0 or Godzilla negative or Godzilla minus.
Mm-hmm.
Minus
Well,
Minus
1.
one.
hey, by the
Yeah,
way,
that
there's
movie
a
is dope.
skit. Remember Jeepers Creepers?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I
Yes.
remember that.
There was a skit that reminded me of the Blob, where they're on a raft, whatever, and there was this little thing that would if it'll grab you from the raft, whatever. They'll try not to make sure they're not touching the cracks of the raft, because that thing would suck you into the ocean and into the
How,
lake. Remember?
how many of those movies they did? Shake
I
Jeepers
think they
Creepers.
did like two.
Two or three.
No, there's
I
3
think
of
they got
them.
a third
No,
one
it was
coming out
officially
this year.
4, but it was 3 if unofficial. I mean, official, but unofficially 4. Yeah,
Well, this
Yeah,
this
that's
the
one of my
4th one was
favorites.
like but really, I don't know. The second one was the best
Jeepers
one because the
Where'd
first
you
one,
get
where'd you
those
get up those
peepers?
that shit,
people?
they just pissed
Jeepers
me off. Those kids, it's
Creepers,
like
where
just
you
go to
get
the
them eyes?
cops.
Jeepers Creepers, where you get those peepers? Jeepers Creepers, where you
Where'd you
get
get
them
Well,
those?
did you know
Oh,
they're coming out
Oh
with
gosh, oh
it's coming.
giggle, how'd you get so little?
I saw that they're a trailer for it. They're going to come out with another what is it? Jason versus Freddy part 2 this fall.
oh man,
Hell
that's been
yeah.
going on for a long time.
Well, it's gonna be
Jason and Freddy.
Yeah,
because Jason won. So what happened? Like he cut off Freddy's head.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
but
he
it's
did.
But he
supposed to be
winked
the
though. Remember
second
he
time
winked.
around.
He
But you
came, but
remember he
I'm
winked.
telling you.
it came. He winked. So even though
Yeah,
he had
he
a
was
Yeah,
still
severed head, he
alive.
was still
Right.
alive.
Yeah, he winked. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
winked.
I'm,
So
Yeah.
that told you
I'm
that the
telling you.
second one's coming out.
Dude, that movie came out
I'm
like
telling you,
20
they need
years
a.
ago. That movie came out
Well,
20
it's
years
been
ago.
20.
That was
It's
Yeah, but
20.
2005. That was 2005. That
Was it?
movie
It was
came out.
2005 when it came
Yeah.
out with that one. Damn,
Yeah.
20 years going by
Yeah.
that quick.
It might have
Well,
even been
That's
2004.
crazy.
yeah, because
yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis. I think Jamie Lee Curtis was in the original movies that brought up the Jason character. Halloween, wasn't it?
She's in Halloween's, yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Halloween, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's
those are two
Michael
different
Myers.
franchises.
That's not Jason.
Yeah, the Halloween franchise, yeah.
That one,
Yep.
the one,
Back in the
the
late
one
70s.
where that couple goes to visit Michael Myers. I can't remember that one. If that's the end kill or whatever. When they visited him, I don't know. Did any of you guys see that one? That newer
I didn't
one?
see the new ones, the continuations, you
Okay.
mean?
But what happened is, I
2003.
that the guy
Oh,
that
Oh,
okay.
came
2003.
in, the guy that came
Damn,
and they had
25
his
years.
mask. That was the original Mike Myers. That wasn't another guy. They had
Mm.
the original guy in it from back in the 70s.
Yeah, that's what it was the 70s when it was the very
Yep,
first one.
yep. But
There's just
yeah,
the
they had
actual
the
original
original
Halloween
guy, and it's
party.
like, holy shit, yep.
I like the video where it shows Michael Myers driving by in the original, but it's playing that rap song. And it's like he's got
In a
like
video
bass and
game.
shit in the car.
What video game was this?
No. It's like
No,
no,
he's
it
saying
was
the original one. It had a rap song,
so
but
what
I
they
don't know
did
what.
was they took the scene, it's like on Facebook or Twitter. They took the scene of
Mm,
him driving by in his car, but they put in like this rap song audio. They
Oh,
they put in the audio of this
I
rap
didn't
song
see
with
that.
like heavy
hmm
bass. So and it says if I were Michael Myers driving through that neighborhood.
Okay, well, you guys have seen the original one, right? The one from in the 70s?
I have seen the
Yeah,
original
Halloween 1.
Halloween. Yes. It's
Okay.
the only
Yeah.
Halloween that actually shows his I don't even think it shows his face in that one. Or maybe
No,
only one time. That's the
it's the
only
No, not
time it
fourth
not
ever
one.
not
shows
in the
his
first.
face.
It's the fourth or
Mm.
fifth one when the
Right.
little
That
girl's
shows
going,
face.
"Can I see?" And he lifts his mask up to her. Remember?
Mm, yeah.
I haven't seen the
But
other ones. The only Halloweens
but
I've seen is the very
hmm
first one, and then I saw the ones that what's his name made. Rob
But she
Zombie
had all
made.
them powers. Tina had all them powers.
yeah,
No. I saw Halloween H2O with frickin' LL Cool J.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, LL that was
yeah.
crazy.
about that.
Michael Myers was living in that wall in the house. His show where he was living. He's like living in a wall.
Yeah,
and,
that H2O was something else.
yeah, H2O was pretty dope. And then the
Yeah.
one after that, they made another one after that. And then Rob Zombie made two of them, but those were like
Yes.
a different universe.
Yeah, those
So
weren't too great. They were okay, but they weren't great.
they were
But
just like, they were just they were just, I don't know. It was
Yeah, I
like
love horror movies.
what, you know,
Oh, my
and I
favorite.
haven't seen the newest ones, the newest triple that they made with like the continuation where it's Halloween Kills, and then
I
Halloween
will watch
Ends.
any horror movie
Oh,
any
I
time of
saw
the
that
day.
one. You got to see that one. That one's good.
I'm kind of
Which
old
one?
school crypto with the horror movies.
Right,
The
yeah,
one,
I'm
Except
the
old
other
school,
one.
except for
Mr.
the
Pope.
Godzilla.
Same here. One of my
Well, no,
favorite is
Godzilla's not horror
Yeah.
though.
Silent. What do you, Crypto?
Godzilla's
You like
science fiction.
Silent Hill?
Yeah,
God, I'm going to be having
all the
nightmares
originals.
about this.
All
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Streets, all of them.
Hey, what's up, friend?
Oh,
Yeah.
Fred's in the building. There goes
Have
the
you seen
neighborhood.
the Evil Dead movies,
Yeah.
Crypto? The older, the originals?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm not a
No,
big
I never
fan
did.
as much of zombie movies, but I mean, I'll watch them. But that's not my favorite category of horror movies.
Yeah, but those aren't really zombies though.
Same thing, same
It's just like
principle.
demons and shit.
Yeah, but they use the same
See,
principle as far as
I'm
you
more
know.
like into the
The
Dracula.
Dead.
Like my
Or Night of the
favorite
Living Dead or
trilogy.
any Living Dead, you know,
Yeah, I'm
use
not
that same
really
kind
that
of
much into
thing.
zombie movies. They're played out. I like the Army of the Dead though on Netflix. That movie was pretty dope.
You ever see
Because
that
it was
one,
They
like
had
that
this
Dawn of
one
the
on
Dead?
Netflix that kind of like with they was just shooting up all these ones in these ghost town, and they had to survive this freaking old neighborhood.
Yeah.
I mean,
You ever
old
see
town.
that Dawn of the Dead where those people are held up in a mall?
Yeah, that's
You
what
ever
I'm
see
talking about.
that
It was
one?
on Netflix.
And
Yeah.
and the girl's getting her freak on from her husband, and the kid walks in, bites him. She's got to kill her, him, and they all meet at the mall. And then at the end, they get on a boat, and you just see the camera, and you just see them all get attacked by freaking zombies and shit. But
well, that's how they
what else?
survived because they got on the boat.
Yep.
That's
But
the end of the movie.
anyway, my favorite
Oh,
trilogy
you
of
know what I'm
movies
waiting for?
are
28
Blade.
years later.
Yeah, Blade. Yeah, I'm with you. Blade. Actually,
Blade 2 is one of the baddest movies ever
as far as
made.
horror movies, like vampire movies, but I also like Rush Hour. I like the Rush Hour trilogy too. Those are
Oh
pretty good.
yes.
The Rush
With
Hour trilogy.
Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that who you're talking about, Shake?
Yeah, Rush Hour with Jackie Chan and
yeah.
Why
Chris
did you
Tucker,
mention
yeah.
that with zombies?
Yeah, that was
I was saying,
yeah. Chris Tucker.
I was saying, no, horror movies is Blade for with vampires is my favorite trilogy. But I'm saying though, I like the
His
Rush
favorite
Hour
trilogy is. Did you ever
We're
see
talking about-
that movie, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter?
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
never seen that one.
That's
That sounds
pretty.
fun.
It's dope. You would like
Oh
it.
my god. My
It's not
mom hates
bad.
when
I don't think I've seen
my
that
mother
one.
hates when I watch that because her and I live together. Oh my god, she gets so mad. It's disrespectful to Abe Lincoln. I'm like, the
Why?
motherfucker's dead.
Huh?
I don't know.
Why?
Yeah,
It's not
why?
disrespectful.
I love
What
it.
the
I
fuck?
love it. He's going
Sorry, I
around
don't
and
mean to
he's
talk about
cutting
your mom.
heads off
Also, hold
and
on. They
freaking
got to get Abraham Lincoln's approval to get this movie
Yeah,
going.
exactly.
Oh,
And did you
damn.
see he
Shit.
also did a zombie movie? Did you ever see that one when it was Abe Lincoln versus the zombie? And towards the
No.
end, and towards the end, who his friend is, Will Smith, the guy that originally shot Abe Lincoln. Okay, in the movie, they're friends, and Abe Lincoln gets bit by a zombie, and he knows he's turning, so he kind of gave Will Smith the okay to kill him at the end of the movie. I'm like, damn.
Oh, that's
Damn.
messed up,
Like
man.
that, yeah, that is messed up. But yeah,
Yeah, well, that's funny is even the vampire movie they keep it to that too. He's like, oh, hey, what are you gonna go do? He's like, oh, I'm going to this play.
Yep, yeah.
I love them. I love the originals. Vampire, werewolf, and witches.
Frankenstein.
You know,
About
yeah, I like the
Frankenstein.
originals on Netflix.
Did you ever see the original Frankenstein?
No.
Yeah.
You talking about back in the what?
Yeah,
50s?
Back in the
way back in
40s,
the
30s,
50s and yeah.
Yeah,
40s.
I've seen.
Oh my god, that was messed up.
I think my favorite trilogy.
I
is
think
the
Uncle
Matrix.
Fester is the best Frankenstein. You heard it?
my
You heard it
God.
first.
Uncle
Uncle Fester
Fester.
isn't a Frankenstein. Though. What do you mean?
He is. He's modeled
Hey,
after him.
Hey, Craig, I got a trilogy for you: Smokey and the Bandit.
Yes, the first two were good. The third one, because it wasn't even with Burt Reynolds.
Right, it wasn't all that good, but I
It
watched
wasn't
them
even
both.
good. But no, well, I live here up in Emmaus. It's called Emmaus, little town. When Burt Reynolds died, they have a thing up here at the Emmaus Theater, which isn't that big, but they had a tribute to him for the first one, so they showed it on a 7:00 and 9:30 showing, and then the following night, the same two, all four shows were sold out.
Mm.
That's how much people like those movies. I love Burt Reynolds. You
Yeah,
son
same
of
here.
a bitch, Jackie.
Yeah.
Oh, Jackie, you son of a bitch.
And his weird son.
Yes. Do you know that
Oh,
son died of cancer?
what happened now?
Who?
What's his name? Sheriff Buford. What's his name? Son's in the two movies. He died of cancer. I was like, I didn't know that
I didn't know
until
that.
recently. Yeah, those are good movies. Smokey and the Bandit.
By the way, all I seen was FDR, the zombie killer.
I never heard of
FDR, the
that one.
zombie killer. Mm.
The fuck could he kill
Yeah,
zombies
man.
in a wheelchair? What do you have, Mrs. Roosevelt?
Well,
Push. Okay, honey,
you can't.
there's one.
Well, really, the only true way to kill a zombie is to bring him back to life.
Huh? I thought you shot him in
Yeah.
the head or decapitated him.
No.
So if you bring him back to life, he won't be a
You
zombie.
you literally killed the zombie.
Oh, okay.
man, that's crazy. Man. Well, I'm trying to think how was a
No,
zombie
the only way
back.
to kill a zombie is to blow his head up. That's how you kill a zombie.
Yep. Yeah.
No.
I'm trying to think how they did it
No, you
years
just
back.
resurrect him. You bring him back to life.
You make him watch The View.
Oh, don't even get me started on that show.
All right.
Don't even
Anyway,
get me
listen,
started.
Zombie.
We're 3 hours in. Let's
Yeah, speaking
let's
of
get our final
zombies.
thoughts because I'm about to spend some time with my TV.
With your TV.
Yeah,
What are you
Shake,
watching
get the
tonight?
super box.
Oh yeah. What happened?
Are you guys gonna watch the Final Four tomorrow night? Anybody?
Oh
Yeah,
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 definitely.
we're watching it. Final
Hell
Four. You
yeah, I'm
gotta watch
watching the Final Four. Go Gators, dude!
Hell yeah,
I've
go
never seen a
Gators, baby.
Final Four that had all #1 teams.
Yeah, that's only the second time that's ever happened.
That's
since
crazy,
the what 90s?
man.
Since
Yep.
the 90s, right? Since the
Yeah.
Christian Leitner,
I've
Duke,
yeah,
Kentucky,
yeah.
and UNLV, and since that tournament.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You know what?
All four.
E-
That's crazy.
All
Everybody
Chicago
makes a
ones
big
made it.
deal about that. Oh, they're not a #1 seed. Why would you want to be? So what? So
Yep.
you're a #1 seed.
Chick, I'd be the first one to say something. Thanks for having me on the show. I
Man,
finished
yeah,
watching
you're a
wrestling.
member of the Finn's Tailgate, baby. You're always welcome.
Yep. I'm gonna finish watching wrestling and then watch me some Hogan Heroes. So
Hell yeah.
Oh
There you
man,
go.
Hogan Heroes.
What you gonna do, brother? That
throwback.
kind of Hogan?
No, the
No,
other
Hogan
the
Heroes.
movies, the Hogan Heroes, the other one.
Oh.
It's
That's
I
a
thought you were gonna
funny
I
show.
thought he
it's like
said
a
he was gonna
it's
watch
like an old
Hogan.
western.
No, I thought he said he was gonna watch Hogan and eat some heroes.
Watch
No?
Hogan eat some heroes.
You're a crypto man. I don't
What
know
you
what
gonna
y'all been bad.
do? Well, Hulkamania was wild on you. What you gonna do,
brother?
Listen to that, brother.
How about
Mean
you,
Gene Oakland.
hey, by the way, tomorrow at midnight, we're Insomnia's back, baby.
Okay.
What you gonna do? Well, Hulkamania was wild on you.
And then next week obviously is the W Energy Wrestling Show is next Saturday at 11 o'clock.
I gotta
And it's a
remember that.
WrestleMania show. WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah.
I got to remember that.
You guys like that they went 2 nights?
Yeah, they've done that. I think they're like this is like the 3rd or 4th year they've been doing that.
Yeah. I go to a buddy's house. I watch it. He tapes it for me.
Okay. That's what's up.
And then I'm like, don't tell me who won. Well, there was this one. I'm like, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to OJ you. I swear to God.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Shay
and
has
by
to
the
go
way,
and
what's
Punk,
funny
I'll
is,
check you out later.
by the way, real quick,
Yes.
I was watching the Naked Gun trailer, right?
Mm.
And Liam Neeson was looking at Leslie Nielsen's picture. He goes, "I miss you, Dad," whatever. And then somebody was looking at the Chief's dad, right? And he goes, "I miss you, Dad." Whatever. And then there was this black dude. He was looking at OJ's picture. He looked at the camera and just went like this, and just walked away.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're taking shots at OJ Simpson.
Even after he's dead.
Well, yeah, but Leslie
you guys
Nielsen
know
is
the name
dead
of his
too.
character? Do y'all remember the name of his character?
What's that now?
But but O.J. Simpson was in those movies.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
I
You guys
can't remember
the
his
name of
name.
character. You remember the name of his character?
No.
No, I don't.
The
Norberg.
Jews?
Norberg. That's his name.
Yeah.
Norberg.
Oh, that's
He was
right,
like
Norbert. Yeah.
That's right.
And at the end of the one, he pats him on the shoulder. Hey, buddy, I'm glad to see you. pats him on the shoulder, and there he goes down and over into the
Yeah, he was in
over
the
in the
wheelchair.
stadium. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Listen, what's funny is every time I have those, I have that the trilogy. Actually,
Yeah.
that's my favorite trilogy, the Naked Gun movies. But
Yeah.
that's neither here
Oh,
nor
you
there.
like them?
I have
Okay.
I have them in the on my YouTube because you could buy movies on YouTube. And I go to my
Yeah.
wife. I go to my wife. Hey, honey, you want to watch some Naked Gun? She just looks at me with a serious face. Fuck no, and then walks. I'm like, damn.
Damn.
You're lost.
Oh damn. Shit like that, huh?
Yeah, she
I
said,
like
just
when
like that.
I
Fuck
like
no.
when he pulls up. I like when he pulls up to the police station and he gets a fender bender, and then it sets the airbag off. And when he gets
Yeah.
out of the car, the airbag puts the car in drive, and the car starts going.
Anybody get
That's
the
a
license plate? Anybody see anything?
And like he's always just like talking all the time to himself while all this stupid shit is happening.
well. I'm gonna say this: if you don't laugh watching the trilogy of Naked Gun, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
There's something wrong with
And
But
besides
like
Blade,
those movies were an art form. So that's another thing that I'm skeptical on this new one because it's that director, that era of movies is it's kind of like it's kind of like saying we're gonna make more '90s rock music.
Well,
you.
it's like all right. I'll give you a good example. Another one. I love. What's that guy's name? Steve, the guy who he was in Three Amigos. He
Steve
did
Martin.
Roxanne.
Steve Martin.
Martin Short
Steve
and
Martin.
Steve Martin.
I love Steve Martin. I think he's great. But
Yeah.
I never ever watched the Pink Panther because the original Pink Panther
Shake, don't
was
go
the
there.
best one of the best.
Don't go there, Shake.
Yeah.
From
Don't
Steve
go there,
Martin.
Shake. Now, he
Peter.
stepped on my toes, man.
Who was it? It was Peter.
Steve Martin was only good in the Groundhog 2. No, not Groundhog 2. What's the movie? The golf on the golf course.
And then how about when he come home?
Caddyshack.
How about when he come home and he have fights with Kato?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh man, trust me. By the way, those fight scenes can never go. Remember when he used to call him my little yellow friend? You couldn't get away with that shit. No.
Right. Yeah.
Was he on Funny Farm?
Who?
Funny Farm.
Who? Peter Sellers.
Peter Sellers?
No.
That was
I thought it was no, it's not Steve. No, that's Funny Farm is what's his name?
What's that guy's name?
The guy that was in the vacation movies. Chevy Chase.
Right. Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Well, real quick fact. Speaking of Chevy Chase and Bill Murray, and I didn't know this, were not happy they had to work together in Caddyshack. That they didn't even like each other on
That's more. I think that was more on Bill Murray though.
Really?
You think?
Why did he get along with him?
I don't know.
They didn't get along. I read somewhere they didn't get along. It goes back to their Saturday Night Live days. They just didn't.
Oh wow!
Come on, you're working with a guy how many times? You're eventually going to find something about him you don't like.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand what you're saying. I wouldn't think that because that was a launching pad for a lot of for some comedians. Saying that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, you might be right.
Yeah. Star Search. Comedians
One
on
of my
Star Search.
favorite segments of Saturday Night Live when they talk about actors or actresses, and it was Dan Aykroyd and that Jane, whatever her name was. Do you know who I mean, Jane?
Jane Fonda.
No, not Jane Fonda. No, I forget her name.
Know what you're talking about.
Anyway,
because she was married to somebody.
When they were talking, the best one. Look up when it was one of the actors, and he'd say, and she'd talk, and you couldn't get along a word away with this today. He'd go, Jane, you ignorant slut, and stuff. And I'm like, damn, you couldn't get away with that today. But that was supposed to be the segment. Look it up. Yeah. Look it up. It's called Jane, You Ignorant Slut. And it's those two talking about actors and actresses. Oh my God, it's so funny.
Hey,
Okay.
whatchamacallit? What about I was showing Crypto backstage that original Ronald
Serena?
Reagan movie when he slapped that woman. Remember?
What's that
Who?
shit? Say it again.
There was a scene where Ronald Reagan actually slapped a woman.
Well, I never saw that one.
Oh yeah, because he was an actor.
It's
Yeah,
an
yeah.
actor.
Yeah, he was like a John Wayne type
He
actor.
did. He did the movies
Yeah, he
Bedtime for
did some
Bonzo.
westerns and old movies, old
Bedtime for
westerns.
Bonzo.
Yeah.
All right, but anyway,
I actually, the only movie I actually cried in when it was the Newt Rockney story when he played the Gipper and he died. I actually cried. You ever see that movie?
Who died?
It's
Rocky?
called Newt Rockney All American. Ronald Reagan played the Gipper, George Gipp, and he died during the season of pneumonia.
Oh man,
And
I
they
cried.
showed
I
like
cried
that.
during Old Yeller. Come on now, I cried during Old Yeller.
Yeah,
I
that's
cried
true.
I cried when Prince passed away. I seriously cried
Yeah.
when Prince passed away. I ain't gonna lie about that.
Yeah.
Or how about the
I
ending?
got kicked in the nuts.
How about the ending to Marley and Me?
I never seen that one.
I've never seen that.
You never saw Marley and Me? Oh my God, great movie.
I don't know. I don't really do movies that make me cry and stuff. I don't like that.
Oh, it's a
Yeah,
great movie.
That's one of the reasons I
I
didn't
only
watch
watch
that because I
movies
knew
like
it was
that.
gonna.
Yeah,
that
but
was
you're
gonna
married.
happen.
That's why you watch the movies.
Shake
I'm
didn't
single.
cry.
Like I don't
Shake
have to watch those movies.
Shake said he cried during Vanilla Sky.
Listen.
Oh yeah.
Listen. We're Dolphin fans. We do enough crying. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
they
true.
even have a song.
That is true.
So I
Yeah,
guess if
you
if
right about
Auburn
that shit.
beat
'Cause I'm crying 2 of tears right now.
we cry August through
2 of
September.
tears.
Through
so
September,
if
right?
Auburn beats
August through December.
Yeah.
so Jake, if Auburn beats your boys, will
Y'all
you be
need to stop.
quiet?
Nah, we got two. Hey, listen, we won 2. I seen them win 2 championships in basketball.
Wouldn't you like them to see them
Yeah,
win
they
a
won
third?
2, right?
Yeah, of course I would. But I'm just saying though. Hey, listen, I seen them win 2, which we're the only. Listen, we're the only state we're the only school in the state of Florida. They said we won a championship in baseball, basketball, and football.
In football, yeah, I
The
remember
only
that.
college program that did that, they won them
In the
baseball,
state of
baseball
Florida.
too.
No, well, in the state of Florida.
In the state of Florida, that won in all 3 sports.
Yeah.
I
We're the
love,
only
mean
I
in
college
the
love
same
my
Yeah, I
season?
Florida
remember
team.
that.
No, just in general.
Oh,
I don't think they
general,
won
yeah,
in the same
We're
season.
the only school with the triple crown in Florida. There's other schools.
Damn. So what's called haven't won? Jacksonville
Canes
or
won in
Miami haven't won.
Canes won in
baseball.
baseball and in football, obviously, but never in
Yeah,
basketball.
they did that.
They
Was that
came
the
close.
mid 2000s?
They came close. They got to the Final Four a few years ago.
Yeah, they came.
Them
close,
and
yeah.
you know what's funny is them and FAU got to the Final Four.
Yeah.
And they both
Well,
got
I'm hoping
eliminated.
my team wins the title. I'm waiting for Gonzaga.
So the Canes is the last team that need to win for Miami. They will have all 3.
Yeah. No, FSU hasn't won one either. All 3 either.
Canes have won a few
basketball and
baseball titles,
football,
right?
No, Shake. Florida State that has won basketball.
When?
With Bobby Bowden, not Bobby Bowden. With what's his name? What's the coach? Not Bobby Bowden. I'm thinking about the other guy. Damn, it's slipping my mind. The other coach.
Well, this football season, I think the Gators and the Hurricanes going to be
What's his name?
the top football, the top Florida teams as far as college football.
Florida, they won. The Seminoles won the national title in the back before the playoff format.
I think the Seminoles not going to do too well this football season, but the Gators and the Hurricanes should be better.
So the Miami,
Yeah,
who's the? So when did the baseball team win? Shake.
I'm trying to look up. Trying to look up FSU national titles, but we won in 06.
Oh,
Wasn't
you
it
did. You won
06
the
and
national title
07?
in 06.
Yeah, 06 and
no,
07.
06 and 08.
Yeah, 06, and then we won back to back. As a matter of fact, we beat Ohio State the same year with
basketball and football.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, basketball, they beat Ohio State in the same year.
Yeah, and basketball and football. Yep. I remember watching that because and we won at basketball after. So the Gators won the 2006
I didn't know.
championship at the beginning of January. So January 2007, they won BCS, and then the Gators beat Ohio State in the national championship in men's basketball in April.
Gotcha.
That's what made me. That's what honestly. That's what brought me back into like being a serious sports fan again. Because I was when I was really young. I was real big into sports and collecting sports, baseball cards, football cards, and I even played a lot of sports. But I had to quit playing sports because of my health. So I kind of just lost interest in sports after that. And then it wasn't until the Gators started winning it because they were always my favorite team, and I was like, holy shit, I forgot I love sports, and that's kind of like what inspired me to like be into sports again. Because when you don't have a team that wins for a long time, you know what I mean? It's like, but when you see that again and have that feeling again, it's dope.
Well, with me, I'm a football fanatic.
Here we go. I'm looking at it. No, Florida State basketball program has never enjoyed success in their first appearance in the NCAA tournaments in '68.
They never really do that well in basketball.
They never won. Yeah, they never won a championship in basketball.
Miami has come
one
close.
coach they did real well. When it Leonard Hamilton,
Maybe I was thinking that I maybe mixed up one of their Final Four, one of their deep runs. Okay,
but they have one in football. Obviously, they got 3 in football.
Yeah, they got the football ones.
As a matter of fact,
that was before the playoffs.
They're the only team in the state of Florida to appear in the playoffs.
They did what?
They're the first school in Florida to appear in the playoffs.
Oh, okay. When they started the playoff format. Yeah.
You guys like that format?
In fact, FSU was the last team to win the BCS championship.
Yeah, it was FSU. It was what's his name? That plays for the Giants now.
Jameis Winston. Yeah, Winston.
Winston was the guy.
Yep, the Winn-Dixie Crab man.
Publix. Come on.
Oh, my bad, Publix.
You guys like this new format?
Yeah, it's better.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think they should go further.
They give you closer to a true champion.
Yeah.
Whenever you have it, to me, I like to say you more of a true champion when you win like this.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, my team didn't win it, but tell you what, it was the most fun I had as a Notre Dame fan in a long time. They did really well.
Yeah, and I mean Notre Dame is they keep getting there. They've been to 3 national championships now in like the past 20 years. Less than that.
Yeah, but I've heard Brian Kelly's is not, remembers when he left and he's still having second thoughts because LSU fans, they're calling for his head right now.
Yeah, he shouldn't have left. He shouldn't have left Notre Dame. He should have stayed.
He had a good thing, but I like Marcus Freeman. He's getting the hang of it now. The first
coach?
2 years I like him. Yeah, he's getting the hang of it.
I like him too.
And he doesn't put up with this bullshit in the transfer portal. Oh, coach, you're not playing me enough. Okay, bye. Have a good one. Good luck.
Peace.
Go for it.
Peace and chicken grease. Anyway, speaking of peace and chicken grease, we got to sign off now. So, good night, everybody.
Right.
Thank you all for
good night, Jake.
All right, later.
Thank you, Craig, as always.
Good night, Craig.
Peace out, everybody.
Good night,
everybody.
Good night, Jim Bob. Good night, Mary Ellen. Good night.
It's like on Seinfeld when she's like, "Good night, honey." He's like, "Good night."
and remember, people.
It's the cheers. Good night.
We must remember the new slogan is we must draft an Alabama quarterback till we find the right one.
Yeah, that's
Right.
right.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
well,
That's
no,
that's
we
correct.
already
No,
missed out on Jalen Hurts. We already missed out. We missed
Yes.
out on Jalen Hurts.
no,
Draft
We
an
missed out.
Alabama
no.
quarterback till
We
we
already
get the
missed
right
out on
one.
Jalen Hurts. I don't want to hear nothing about it ever again.
Peace.